Radiant's turn to ban.
Ten seconds. Dyer's ban now.
Here's the Radiant ban. Man overboard. Heave to.
Ten seconds.
5 seconds remaining.
Dyer's ban now.
Welcome back, landlubber. Get any salt in your lungs?
Ten seconds.
5 seconds remaining. Radiant's turn to pick.
Dyer's turn to pick.
League's assassin.
Ten seconds.
5 seconds remaining.
Real elegant. Real smooth. I feel
Dyer's
welcomed.
turn to pick.
You gonna fix your open mic too? Yeah. Yeah.
Alright. My boss is watching this. Boss is not impressed. Why is my Nyx assassin not
Radiant's
moving?
turn to pick.
Is that Dota bug or is that me bug? Ooh.
It's you bug. But Nyx Assassin's also a Dota bug, so maybe it could be both.
Double bug. I could barely hear you. Happening. So much. So
Oh, we did
much
that audio
technique.
test.
10 seconds.
5 seconds remaining.
Well, you seemed intrigued by Elder.
'The Dire get a ban.
Medusa.
Ten seconds.
5 seconds remaining. Radiant's turn to ban.
Well, they were in this event. They got sent to the lower brackets straight round 1, and then got eliminated at lower bracket round 1. So you know that's where.
Who was also back in the day competing with them. Like 8 months ago, it was like TNC, Execration, and Clutch Gamers, and that was like the rock paper scissors a few months ago, and now Mineski is coming into form. Oh yeah, and Faceless, that's true. But Faceless was getting invited to stuff every once in a while, unlike Mineski apparently.
Well, Mineski, I think the past 3 or 4 weeks has been really shaky. They've been dropping a lot of like finals
10
qualifiers
seconds.
to the other teams. TNC beat them in a, I think, best of 3.
5
Fnatic
seconds
beat them in a
remaining.
best of 5, and then they didn't even make it to the finals. The Dream League, sure. So that's what. And then they just went to Perfect World, and they got dumpstered there part too. So Mineski is just kind of trying to find their own groove now.
ban.
I don't think they'll be Fnatic later on today, but they should definitely be family. Just yeah. I mean, based on the results in the past, maybe we're getting too ahead of ourselves, but Mineski is looking a little shaky. Past two.
Okay, that's fair. I can see that.
Seconds.
And this is purely going by result. But we got the
5
Elder Titan,
seconds
which
remaining.
normally is a 4, but this is Ice. He only make.
Dyer's
So,
turn to pick.
gonna hold my breath for that.
Ten seconds.
Is that how they rank it now? Yeah.
5 seconds remaining. Radiant's turn to pick.
Slaughter.
And this is looking like it for you. I imagine we're gonna see for us.
That would be my guess. Roaming Slardar is much stronger than offlane Slardar.
Well, I like the SD a lot
10
because it sets up
seconds.
for both Slaughter and E, and should make things.
5 seconds remaining.
I like
And
SD
actually,
just in general. I think I think some people, I think Capitalist was mentioning during the end of Perfect World Masters that Shadow Demon's definitely going to be like on the rise in
Yeah,
the coming months in this patch.
He's been mentioning it for weeks. You know? One of those things that were keep saying it, and then one day it comes true and be like, ah,
I
said
knew
it.
it.
he said it. Yeah, he's been saying it since Stream League, which is like 3 weeks ago. Who knows?
Who knows?
All right,
Tiny
so
though, people were skeptical about him. No, I'm sorry.
10
I was gonna say that
seconds.
ET's actually really good against pretty much any agility hero.
5
including
seconds remaining.
because most of her armor is from like base agility. So Elder Titan Aura removes it down to 0.
That's why
That's
Tiny's
just
the
good.
perfect pick. You don't have any
Perfect
armor to
counter pick.
remove.
Pick.
Sure. But what if he gets Silver Edge? Then boom.
No, because Tiny he builds all of his armor from items these days.
No,
Cause
he gets armor from Grow now.
oh yeah, you're right. They changed that.
He Silver Edge that off.
10
Right.
seconds.
But he still builds like Ace.
Yeah, but then
5
actually, I
seconds
don't
remaining.
know the interaction. Can you Silver Edge off his status resistance from Grow? Because like when you hit a Tiny
That
with
should make
Silver
sense.
Edge, he doesn't turn into a level 1 Tiny in terms of
Yeah,
size.
yeah.
But I don't know how
It's a bit
status resistance
inconsistent.
works.
I think
Okay.
for like Dragon Knight, like if you hit somebody with break, they lose the HP regen, but not necessarily the armor. I think you lose the armor too, but I'm not.
You
Like, I think-
for Dragon's Blood, you lose both.
You lose both. Then it should make sense for Tiny. You lose all the bonus, right? The damage, the armor, probably even the as.
Yeah, I don't know. Because then like should the status resistance lower the DO or the time of the Silver Edge break? Who knows? I don't think we're gonna see a Silver Edge this game though. But who do you need to itemize against? Is it the Tiny that you're concerned about, or is it the Medusa that you're concerned about?
The Dire get a ban.
Queen of
Or now the Queen of Pan?
10 seconds.
Both times, or was it? I think it's actually.
5 seconds remaining.
What is this draft from Geek Fam? It is greedy as hell. Can you see fours?
Yeah, that's why I was like, okay, you worry about the Medusa, now you gotta worry about the Tiny, now you gotta worry about the Queen of Pan. I think that Geek Fam themselves need to be worried about getting good lands, because Tiny is a hero that
I felt-
can get zoned if he doesn't have good support.
Radiant's
And
turn
Medusa
to
is also
bat.
like that, and Queen of Pain, she won't have issues, but you can't, like, dedicate that much to one hero.
So what are these lanes looking like? Like off lane Quap, like Quap Nick, right? Tiny safe lane +1, and then that's probably like their strongest lane.
Yeah, that would be my guess. Mainly because for a brief period of time, Tiny offlane was like somewhat theorized with the new tree grab whatever, or like roaming kind of, but it's just not good because by the time you start getting points into your tree grab, then like you have so many spells that need to be maxed, because if you want to be roaming, then you got to max out your toss and then avalanche after that, and tree grab's not really important. But then if you're not leveling tree grab, then you can't farm as Tiny. So
yep.
I don't like offlane Tiny, and then offlane Medusa just makes no sense. So I think it's offlane Quap.
I think in this game Tiny could get away with more roaming and less farming, simply because he's paired with
Radiant's
the Medusa.
turn to pick.
I agree with you normally that if, let's say, not a mid or something, you want your Tiny essentially being the position. But I think this game he can actually even be like, we've seen Ice actually play by Mineski.
10 seconds.
I wouldn't be too surprised. That's what ends up happening.
Dyer's
It looks like
turn.
March usually plays it Tiny. So you know what role March is?
Alright, Wyvern final pickup.
Yeah, maybe it is offlane, because March is their offlane player, and it seems like recently Geek Fam always runs Tiny for
10
March.
seconds.
That doesn't seem good though,
5
especially if they
seconds
run
remaining.
Sniper. You said Nana is usually playing Sniper, right?
Right.
So I guess that would be mid Sniper. Yeah. But if they run safe lane Sniper, then Tiny can't really go up against that.
I definitely think you want to put Sniper mid. Use against most mid hero is already a very strong matchup because of his snake. Sniper is actually one of the better ones to stay away. And I mean, Tiny is such a weak laner.
Right.
Well, I say weak. It's okay. Not the greatest.
Yeah, only in a 1v1 situation. And especially against a Shadow Demon, you will get harassed way more than you can take.
Yeah, so by the way, for anybody that's following the C qualifier for the Galaxy Battle, we are in the semifinals currently. And we had the semifinal 1 where Fnatic took it against Fire Dragoon, go fashion, and then they play the winner of this series. But this for us is like a little appetizer, you know. You go into a restaurant, they give you some warm bread, and then the main.
Could I get the
comes.
Mineski special, please?
What is the Mineski special?
That's actually, you know, it's like chef surprise kind of, because sometimes it's like a straight up 2-0, and then sometimes it's like them losing 1-2 in a 90-minute blowout.
Mineski special is like go into a restaurant super hungry, you fill up on the bread, and the main comes up, you're like, oh. I don't want it.
10 seconds.
Is Ice Ice the bread in this situation, and is Mushi the main entree?
5 seconds
I'm not
remaining.
saying what is what. You could.
I'm drawing analogies.
All right.
And that's what I'm getting. Ice Ice Slardar.
Slardar, yeah. No Elder Titan off.
Yeah, that was unfortunate. Especially because I know a while ago when we had casted, that was when he was bringing his offlane Wyvern into the mix, and so I was hoping we were
Yeah.
going to get another treat with a somewhat unconventional, which I guess Slardar is unconventional in offlane these days.
Yeah, but we've seen it before, right? Like,
Yeah, we've seen it before, that's for sure.
I mean, we've seen Elder Titan offlane before too, but it's just not as often.
Right, and it's not as flashy, that's for sure. I guess it makes sense that they would put the ET on a 4 though, because Min plus ET roaming combination is very difficult to deal with, because you pretty much are always going to get stumped. And I mean that
same
like
thing with Slardar,
in the
right?
sense of the spell. Well, I suppose, but the heroes that Geek Fam have are kind of tricky to lock down, like Queen of Pain. She's not really easy to like set up with the Slardar into the stomp, and Tiny can just kind of throw these two melee heroes away so that they don't get too close.
By the way, this cast, you're probably gonna have to play the carry role. All right.
Don't I always?
Yeah. All right.
Hey,
Whatever you say, dude. Whatever.
why are you sleep deprived or something?
I mean, I just got off a 20-hour like journey from Barcelona.
So, sounds
little bit, I
luxurious.
guess.
I just got off a 10-hour shift of work. What do you want me to do about it?
Yeah, I'd rather work 10-hour shift than take 20-hour plane
30
ride.
seconds to battle.
My neck just feels.
You haven't gotten that Sumail neck pillow meta?
Oh, dude. Whatever happened to the Sumail neck pillow? He just stopped wearing it.
And that's why he hasn't won a second TI.
Actually, he only wore it during that one TI, right?
I know, and then he won it. That's the secret. It's that and Matumba Man's pants, or whatever those were. Swimming trunks.
Aren't they
Time
just
for
short?
another go
No,
round.
I think they were swim trunks. At least, like, on the H&M site, they're labeled as, like, swim shorts or something. I don't know if they have the net, but, you know.
She actually looked it up on H&M.
Listen, I'm a content creator. You gotta have these props ready for whenever you create some content.
Nice.
Slaughter gonna be 1v1ing against a Nyx assassin, it looks like. So, Geek Fam trying to, I guess, just dodge Ice altogether. Because I think a Medusa in a tiny lane, which, okay, never mind, Tiny's gonna buy.
Yeah, there's no way they're running dual lane Medusa Tiny. I mean, that's just too next level. But they're actually gonna run a 2v1 for now against Ice. I don't think the Nyx is just gonna stay here like for too long, but gonna throw him a little bit. Yeah, throw him that tree.
Yeah, you can dedicate some time, but eventually, I mean, Slaughter does better 1v1 against Tiny than most other heroes because the Slithering Crush is physical damage, and we've mentioned time and time again how Tiny has no armor.
I mean, Tiny does build armor. I see a lot of players actually go Ring of Aquila.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, Ice.
Do some
Might
damage.
be a kill. Grab a tree. No tree. Get harassed.
Mid lane, it's gonna be Nana Moon Sniper up against Chion, Queen of Pain.
Chion.
I mean, I am hearing these chicken sounds from the Sniper cosmetic.
Yeah, so this is
Yeah.
not the matchup we expected, right? The Pop versus Sniper.
No, mainly because I guess the idea that Mineski was going for is that they are not really going to be roaming around very much. And so, like, you see in the top lane is just a pretty much straight up tri-lane right now. Which makes sense because it's basically wherever the Medusa is, you want to draw the most focus. And if she was mid, then you'd be seeing Jabs spending a lot of time mid. But since she's top with Wyvern's protection, then you're just going to spend time up there making sure that Mushi Void can zone out this Medusa.
Yeah, so this matchup, as you can see on the mid lane, is actually pretty bad for the Sniper. He has trouble sustaining against the Clop. Even if you aggressively blink in just to lay down the Shadow Strike, as a Sniper, you can't really punish him. And Xion is actually zoning him out pretty hard.
At the same time, Sniper hasn't gotten any points in Shrapnel. And so sometimes in like the early levels, like Queen of Pain doesn't really want to have to blow a blink just to get out of Shrapnel. So you can get some easy damage that way. But he thought, I guess, I don't know, I'm sure he's played this matchup much more than I have, so Headshot was taken at level 2.
I was
And then
practicing.
more points in taking. There's now another Shadow Strike. Yeah, he's dead. But at what cost?
What? That's great. You got a first blood.
That's true.
And you got a free heal.
Thankfully Ninja Boogie was in the vicinity, so he was able to get that return kill, but yeah, first blood goes to Queen of Pain.
No, I'm pretty sure everyone and their mother is expecting Mineski to take this series, but right now the lane stage is actually looking.
Alright, so if Geek Fam were to take it, let's say, this game specifically, what hero is the most important? Because for me, I think Tiny's going to be the most important. Yes, Medusa is the hardest carry that Geek Fam have, but it's not really going to be up to Medusa how good of a game she has. It's going to be up to Tiny.
Tiny's kind of like the X factor, right?
Exactly. Because now Medusa is getting X'd on.
That heal is a little bit true.
Still burning mana off of the mana shield, though.
Yeah. Fine, regardless. I do agree with you that Tiny's gonna be X Factor, but let's not forget about Queen, right? Like, they're inherently running a very greedy lineup with triple core and some of the greedy, and they're winning the lane stage to me right now. So if they get away with it and have a good, decent early to mid game, like Moon is actually getting absolutely destroyed in the mid lane by Chuan.
Right.
So this Bob is also gonna have a big.
Yeah, but the thing is that I never really expect Quap to have bad games. Like, the number of times that I've seen Quaps fall off are far and few between. Whereas Tiny, if you are able to outplay a Tiny, then he will definitely fall off. And then Medusa's not going to be able to have enough space with just a Queen of Pain, because, like you said, it's extremely greedy. You'll have a Tiny and a Medusa who both want farm desperately.
Very good scan. We'll find out that there is a hero nearby. This Tiny actually is.
Yeah, he's doing work.
This is actually 1-to-1 lineup. Or matchup is actually very beneficial. And they're stacking. Wyvern is doing his best.
Bot lane. Toss on to Slardar. Done. Max toss. So I've seen basically every variety of max spell for Save from Tiny. Max tree grab seems to be the most frequent, as now Medusa is actually getting better on sleep.
Wow, that clap was like a mile away. You know the funny thing for Elder Titan is that he actually got nerfed in the second match. I'm not really understanding why.
Well, the thing, well, so what are you considering the nerf?
They nerfed his stomp. I haven't really looked closely to the talents. I'm sure he got buffed there.
Mid lane sniper.
Got buffed.
Another kill.
Yeah. So they changed the stomp where it used to be that once you get the stomp, you have like a second to actually attack him like 1 or 2 times before the sleep kicks in. But now you can't do that anymore. But that's just like a very slight nerf.
So, after some testing on that interaction, you still get the 0.8 seconds, actually. Because it was 0.8 seconds of, like, you can do whatever you want. So, in my testing with ET, it's almost a buff. Because, like, if you used to right-click or do any damage, like a Radiance burn or something to a sleeping target, they would always wake up after that 0.8 seconds, like, no matter what. But now you get this damage threshold, where it's actually not listed in the tooltip at all. But I know once maxed, you can deal 200 damage, or under 200 damage to a target, and they won't wake up.
Wait, how do you not have that on this, like, change log?
Yeah, I know, right? Story of Valve's tooltip life. But yeah, it's 200 damage when maxed. And so, it's really good, actually, because you can buy a lot of time, and a lot of times, like, you know, there's random spells being tossed out for AoE or stuff like Radiance, like I mentioned, or DOTs, like Veno, Poison Ticking, and stuff like that. That won't wake them up immediately after the 0.8 seconds anymore.
That does actually explain his win rate, especially in pub games where you don't really coordinate as well, right?
Exactly. So be on the lookout for that, because when I first read it, I was like, this is a huge nerf to ET. But it was just like awkwardly worded, so be on the lookout for stomps. As now, be on the lookout for Qian.
Is about to flounder.
Fine, he only dies if he uses his blink aggressive.
Dire's bottom tower won't last long.
Alright, let's check out some ET talent. The guess plus 30 Astral Spirit hero attack. Is that cool? I know the 20 is really good for him. The plus 100 Echo Stomp damage.
Right.
Because for Revere's Home, not only do your hero actually do more stomp, your spirit also does stomp. So you're essentially giving your spell plus 2 much damage.
Top lane, meanwhile, stomp. See, look, they're right-clicking her. Her illusions are right-clicking her, and she wasn't waking up.
I see.
But he's definitely taking more damage. Yeah, Medusa is actually doing, like, fairly well, given the lane. She's... Nope. Well, you told me to carry and I failed.
Dude, he died, like, way in the jungle.
Yeah. Well, March's doing a great job. Yeah, Max March out toss.
Like, I think this is actually the change of 7.7 D or something, whatever that number of the patch is. Now the fact that you get 5 attacks with tree grab at level 1, there's less of an incentive to max it early, right?
Yeah, but the cooldown is much longer. So like you see that this is a very combat-oriented Tiny, and he's not really like he's still getting a lot of farm, but he's not like taking jungle camps. And even though Play Hard has stacked that one hard camp, it's not like a Luna or Medusa or something like that. March is being very spell-oriented rather than just farming-oriented, which is why I thought he was in the X Factor. This is the right call in my opinion.
Okay, I guess it comes down to what do you want to do after level 8 or 9, right? Deciding to roam and affect the early game, then probably do want to have map toss by that point.
Right. And given that he's queuing up Drum right now, it definitely seems like he does want to roam as soon as he completes his first major item. Assuming he doesn't get ganked.
Jabs looking for that disruption, not going to be close. Ninja's going to have to hit a good stomp here. March is going to juke everybody. They see exactly where he is. The stomp's not going to hit. The crush is not going to hit. We toss him away. March looks like he'll just go down. Zero base armor, not helping him out. March is gonna do another toss right before he dies. Sonic Wave though comes in, gets the 1 kill. Does he have Blink? He can have Blink, but definitely don't want Blink it to good for heroes. So just a 1-for-1 trade. Both teams rotating a bunch of heroes in, and mid lane's complete.
Yeah, I think Queen of Pain had a little bit more time on the mid lane since the sniper had left whenever Shadow Demon was first looking for that catch. It was like 4 heroes bought from Mineski and eventually 4 heroes for Geek Fam, but man, Tiny, this max toss deals so much AoE damage as well. Like, every single time he tosses back these targets, it was basically like a Scream of Pain setting up into Sonic Wave, except Queen of Pain didn't need to do the Scream of Pain, it was just toss AoE damage.
So how are you feeling about the early game, apart from Tiny and Quappy? Well, what do you think Mineski is going to start taking their place?
They're trying right now by sending this Elder Titan and Shadow Demon pairing up, because initially Jabs and Ninja Boogie were just chilling in the top lane, but then it seems like they've kind of given up on zoning out the Medusa, as now... Man, yo!
I got this.
Do you?
I
Chronosphere? Into stop.
Oh, that's a good combo. Wins the way though. So here's the problem right now for the Mineski lineup. It just doesn't feel like they do any damage. At least not before like minute 50, right? Their combo is, I don't know, Chrono into Earth, right? That's a big thing.
Yeah, well, and ideally Sniper dealing damage into the Chrono.
Yeah, but Sniper needs items.
Right.
And she's got no items because it's lost lane. So I honestly don't think the Mineski team could actually fight till like 25 minutes, judging on how slow their lineup is. And initially we call the Radiant lineup greedy, but I mean, if you look at it, Queen of Pain could fight early, I need to fight early, and they have been fighting early.
Just like yours.
Maybe Mineski's up.
The Geek Fam have a very like sustainable team, because Nyx Assassin Wyvern is now Kill connects, that's a dead basis void.
Sorry, what were you saying?
Yeah, it's Geek Fam have like you can leave basically all these heroes alone except for Medusa, and they're going to be able to survive anything. As now March is going in onto Tiny, interrupting the Slithering Crush animation.
He interrupted like 3 times.
Yeah.
Toss interrupted, and then Avalanche interrupted, and then try to run, and he got the tree.
That's another thing that I've seen a lot recently. It used to be that every single time a Tiny, like, you never cast Avalanche and not toss at the same time, because the combo damage is just too good. But now that you have a tree, you're oftentimes better off just stalling out so that you can have more stun time that you're as Nyx Assassin getting assassinated. He doesn't want to get carapace.
He's trying to fake it out.
Yeah, he's trying to juke it out.
Alright, come on, you could have reacted to that play hard.
He was like, there's no way he'll waste mana on me.
Well, back to your point about the Avalanche combination. It's also because everyone's leaving Avalanche like level 1. It's not as
that's
important
true.
to get that combo. Whereas I think the traditional way of playing Tiny, you just max both those spells, so it's super important.
Yeah. But I mean, Toss is a solid, it's a 1.2 second stun, I believe. And so you can basically squeeze in one extra right click with a tree, ideally, that you weren't getting before. And that's a lot of burst damage, as we see, like, Aslardar is not a squishy hero by any means, but basically got soloed.
Did he have Sprinter on it?
No, he didn't, even.
Yeah, not gonna lie, right now we have Medusa getting uninterrupted free farm. This stack that was probably taken by Medusa as well, so... Geek Fam is...
The tricky part will be whenever Mineski starts teamfighting, because Mineski's teamfight is infinitely better than Geek Fam's. So, once Mineski starts 5-manning, which is bound to happen, we'll have to see how Geek Fam reacts, if they can, like, react properly.
I mean, if Medusa is not caught inside the Chronosphere, Stone Gaze, like, decent throw.
Sure, but that's assuming that the Geek Fam team is, like... I'm talking about, like, so between 20 and 30 minutes, when Medusa's still farming, but Mineski hopefully get a Blink Dagger on Star, which Ice is making progress towards it, but he's not very close right now, is now another solo kill. As Nick's assassin was just scouting, and he may get tossed on... If he tosses the sniper... Oh, never mind.
They're now actually kind of surrounded in a pretty bad spot. Chronosphere is going to get dropped here for the Tiny. Immediate cold embrace, and now Winchester on the right side. Ice in a lot of trouble. Sonic Wave hits on all 4, and now Geek Fam is just running the show. That's going to be an instant kill on Booge. Ninja Boogie going to get blinked on, or are they going to toss one more in? I think it's time to back it up here for Geek Fam. Geek Fam withstands Chronosphere, gets 3 kills, and it's just embarrassing for Mineski right now.
Yeah, that chrono was like a last-ditch chrono. Because, like you said, there's no damage to put inside of a chrono. And if there's one hero that you're not going to be able to kill, it's going to be Tiny. Because he already has... I think he may have just gotten his level 12 grow off of that fight. But regardless, like, he's super tanky. And so, he's not an easy target to kill. And he was the only person who was chronoed.
I think if the Wyvern wasn't there, the Tiny probably died, right? The Wyvern actually did so much. Save Tiny's life and then set up the Sonic Wave, so... Double whammy. Ice. Gonna get a nice sentence to help him out. Double stun. Assassinate his life. That should be
Making it worth it, though.
Schooled you good.
Me times 3.
I'm actually surprised that Marsh didn't go for... Oh, he is going for Shadowblade. Okay. Yeah, so he went for the drum first, already finished up a Blink Dagger after that, and is now going for Shadowblade. So this is what we were saying about the X Factor, like, you need to be able to create space for this Medusa. You can't be another farming position. And so March is playing this perfectly. I'm sure... Yeah, so I'm sure there was a reasoning why he went for Blink first before Shadowblade. Maybe it's because, you know, you already have an Invis Nyx Assassin on your team. You're better off not doubling up or doubling down on Invis, but it's working out, and I think Shadowblade is still a good item regardless.
I think normally you don't go Blink, but in this game you're up against a sniper, right? So you just want as many ways to get up to him as possible, so I actually like the Blink a lot. It does feel like doubling up on Blinks and Drum might be an overcommitment, and a Soul Ring, right? He has a ton of these like that, and the bottle. Wait, there's no bottle. But my point stands. There's a lot of like these early-ish game items,
Right.
which normally looks really weird, but this game again, you just want to fight.
Yeah, and sometimes the alternative that we'll see for this style of Tiny is stuff like Echo Saber, which is like a hybrid between farming and still like early game-ish item. But again, like you said, this more gank-oriented stuff is working out, and it's also making life easier for Nyx Assassin, because Nyx Assassin's just serving as like a moving observer ward for Tiny. You see, these two are hanging out constantly, and if Nyx Assassin gets caught, it's because he was scouting out for Tiny. It wasn't just him, you know, on his own, and that protects the Tiny so that he doesn't need to lose this second highest net worth advantage that he has right now.
How do you feel about Mushi not going for MOM?
Dyer's top tower is about to
80% of the time on Void these days. Going for a Shadow Blade into what looks to be a blast.
It's buying time for Sniper is the way that I see it, because if he goes for a Mask of Madness, then he's basically saying like, I need to be able to kill targets by myself, but that's not the type of game that this has become. They need to take these fights as a team, and a Shadow Blade first is great for initiation, and then the Vlad's also helps your team as no sniper. All left alone, nice chrono.
Great chrono. And now the tree top's gonna come in on the move, but here comes the Earth Splitter on the backside and get one. And they should get the secondary kill as well. That is the team fight that Mineski was looking for, and they found it. Good rotations in from everybody, thanks to mostly these Observer and Sentry. Scouted out the Nick, and then they kind of made the preparation for that counter initiation.
Yeah, initially Sniper was kind of left out on the island, but they were already making progress with the mid lane. Mushi specifically with that Shadow Blade move speed got there just in time, and it's a beautiful chrono to catch those two heroes, Nyx Assassin and Queen of Pain on the edge. And we're seeing the power of the theoretical Elder Titan Earth Splitter into Chronosphere, and then obviously Shrapnel on top of that. So that's the goal for Mineski for sure, and that's the why Faceless Void is itemizing the way he is, except for instead of that classic Mask of Madness.
Right now, Musa still very far ahead. Actually, is K ahead. Any of the Mineski. And she hasn't actually needed to be join any fights. It's like the dream carry game.
Yeah, this is the opposite of what I thought was going to happen this game, because I thought Medusa was basically going to get what Sniper is receiving this game, and that Mineski's like Shadow Demon and Slardar and Elder Titan would just constantly be going all over this Sniper.
Yep. And now we see the Blink Dagger coming into effect. Disruption's going to be there, but Sonic Wave's going to get one kill, and now Play Hard looking for the secondary kill. Shuon's gonna blink in and try to give you a jab. Jax might try. No!
Oh,
Great
wow.
heal coming in from the Wyvern. That is gonna be the good save. They take down the mid-tier 1. And Mineski making the best out of that situation. Goes to the side 2. Look for the other lanes. Ice gets one tower, and Mushi's looking for another.
It's not too surprising that happened. Right after Chronosphere is expanded, Geek decide now is a great time to smoke up. We can go as 5, who will be fairly safe because there's no AoE spell that we need to be concerned about. And they get a solid kill. Sniper is definitely the #1 target that you want right now, and they just keep on going on him over and over again.
Super interesting. Ice, by the way, is focused on the Helm of the Dominator. Look at him, he's got a Dark Tail Summoner, and he's pushing with the skeleton.
I mean, we do know that he loves this item, but that was like when Helm of the Dominator was good.
He delayed it. He delayed Blink for it, right? He went for that and then into a Blink. I mean, it gives you attack speed. That's much it.
Well, it's another aura item. So right now you have health regen by 8 thanks to the Dominator aura and attack speed aura. And then with the Vlad's completed on Mushi, it's another aura item. You've got armor and lifesteal. And, you know, typically Elder Titan's the hero that you build these auras on, which he's going for his own. He's going for a drum on Ninja Bookie. So that just seems to be the plan, is they want to be able to, like I said, 5-man as now they smoke up.
I wonder if he's going to go for, like, the carry-ish talent, right? You take the bash damage and attack speed and
He may have to. Oh man, he walked his Dark Troll Summoner in here without.
I mean, they might just think that scouting, right? From the perspective of the Radiant, they might check.
Well,
yeah,
right.
They're not expecting it at all. Oh my goodness.
This Nyx Assassin. There's so many pings going on.
Yep, they just took Roche, and Nyx is like, "What's happening?" Aegis is gonna get claimed by Mushi. Get out of it.
Soldier's fortune.
All right.
Yo, shout out to that Dominator aura. Plus 15 attack speed, you got 5 heroes in the pit, you got Corrosive Haze. Easy, Roche. Who needs a medallion?
The MVP was also that they used the Ensnare to take down the Linkets on Roche, and then they Corrosive Haze.
Brilliant. Ice, the true pioneer.
Yeah, actually.
He's going for a BKB now, so I wouldn't be surprised if he does go for the bash damage. Health regen and 20 damage, like, one could argue that they're equally important as a carry, because right now he has, like, what, 28 or 24 HP regen per second, which is pretty impressive, and Geek Fam are a very bursty team, and so if they can't burst the Slardar down with the initial damage, and if Medusa's not around to deal, like, follow-up physical damage, then he's going to be able to survive a lot more than he should be able to in fights.
Normally I'm a big fan of the right-click Slardar. I've definitely seen it work a bunch of times. The problem with that is that there's a Wyvern. It's gonna make a lot of your physical damage up.
That's true. But maybe his idea with his Blink Dagger is to be able to go on like the backlines like Wyvern, while the main heroes are being chronoed by Mushi.
Do you feel like a slow game favor Mineski? They are down and they're given time to kind of climb back.
The only reason... Medusa, right. The only reason I think a slow game favors Mineski is because I think that they're more experienced in late game situations. And so I have more faith in Mushi getting a solid, like, big team fight winning, game winning chrono as the game progresses. But like, if I just saw these 10 heroes, then I would always give the edge to Radiant, because like we said, during the draft, they have like a very greedy lineup. They have basically like three carries compared to the like 2.5 that Mineski have.
About to end level 20.
Is under attack. Top tower
And it's actually gonna threaten high ground a little bit here.
Bottom tower is under attack.
Grab will let them punch that building pretty hard.
Dyer's top tower is about to take the front.
On the backside,
Where's the trees? Oh, there we go.
Just yeah, Nyx Assassin running into Ice. The top will back it up. No, though, Geek Fam did get a decent amount of damage on that tier 2. Got a tier 2.
Yeah, but Mushi had nerves of steel. He didn't stop farming. He just kept continuing his pace, because the only reason Geek Fam are backing off is because they know that Mineski have an Aegis right now. And Chrono. Tire cooldown, obviously. And now, Skemberlu. Skemberlu?
Got him.
I might turn it around. Sentry Ward's placed, and Nyx just on the outskirts of it. Oh, he walks into it. Oh, misses.
Yeah, but they're gonna try to burst down the faces. Faces Void now jumps off all damage. A pretty awkward position though for Mineski to use most of their spells. Back it up.
Yeah, it seemed like Tiny mainly just wanted to protect the Nyx Assassin because he didn't go for... Like, he went for the full combo and he didn't go for any tree grab attacks afterwards, and so it's possible he may have been able to burn off that Aegis from Mushi, but spending too much time there, and if your team gets chronoed, is probably a bad idea. But now they're smoking up, and Chrono is still up, so this is interesting. But it's gonna work.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Look at the sniper.
Radiant's middle tower.
Oh! Yeah, he's dead. Don't even need that.
Bottom side is going to be a Chronosphere for Adusa, and they naturally man this out. Not going to do anything. Good 4-man gank here against Adusa. Spends the Chronosphere.
Both top net worth heroes go down, but Mineski expends two very important cooldowns with the Chronosphere and the Earth Splitter, whereas Geek Fam, all they did was toss in Impale, which it was also well played by Playhard. He didn't even bother going for the Vendetta damage. He just went straight into the Impale to make sure that there was no time for Sniper to pike away.
I also think that when you have triple core, trading 1-for-1 core-wise.
Right. Although they are really high in net worth, and so, you know, the rubber band, the comeback factor, you gotta be cognizant of that.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Nyx Assassin does not Vendetta Envision.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
I'm surprised to see Playhard 9 my hair move. When you walk up to the generally what local
Oh, if they can cancel this, they cancel his TP.
He might be dead. Action's gonna be there. He has to jump again, but the Sober is gonna take him down.
Did you say stop?
Great timing by Geek Fam. Playhard is right in the area, and toss. Oh, he's drumming away.
Yeah, he can blink toss, right?
We'll see.
Blink
First
toss.
F, where's the blink? Yo, this dude is so fast!
He is so fast.
493 move speed, 522 move speed! Well played by Ninja Boogie.
What do you mean well played? He just walked in a straight line back to his space.
No, he was microing his spirit to get him more move speed while he was running away. He stomped all over. Well, he didn't stomp, but he walked all over the rest of Geek Fam and got away. What are you sad about?
Oh, that is no longer 520.
Oh yeah. Shout out to 550.
guess it makes more aesthetically.
Yeah, a lot of numbers that used to not be divisible by 5 in this game are gone. There used to be like a lot of like 17-second cooldowns and stuff like that, or like 300 and like, I don't know, like weird numbers of spell damage and cooldowns and stuff like that, and all the numbers have been slowly getting rounded out to like divisible by 5 or divisible by 2.
10 base math, man.
Quick
10
maths.
base math. Yeah, actually 10 base math is for clubs. I think
What is that? Oh, base 10?
Yeah, base 10 math.
Base 10.
Apparently that's like super inefficient compared to like base 12 math.
Yeah, a lot of people just like that weird stuff. Like, you heard of reverse Polish notation before?
Yeah.
You like, it's like typing stuff in like backwards into a calculator and stuff like that. Like it's like numbers. It's like reading numbers like manga. It's like right to left.
Manga style. And what does that give you? Like, is it more efficient? Or?
It's in theory, it's supposed to be more efficient or like easier to read or something like that. Oh man.
Chrono, only getting one though. Now Blink Crush gonna find Splitt's gonna come in as well. Quap, not gonna die. Great kill here from Wyvern to the back line. Now it's gonna be Phases Boy under a lot of damage. Sonic Wave's gonna come in as well. Phases Boy's gonna die on the right side. Toss on the sniper outside to the Dusa. Dusa's gonna take him down. Force Zap on the chase here, and now Sniper's on the run. Maybe I can save him. Yes, he will. In fact, turn around, bash a couple times, and now he is on the run on the left side. Earn is gonna cancel that Blink Dagger and give chase to the Sniper. Sniper should be okay. Or maybe not. Ninja Boogie.
He has no night vision.
And now Abba, right click, gonna get the kill. That's gonna be a 3-for-1. And make that a 4-for-1, because I'm counting in Centaur for a kill. Easy. So.
I mean, that's the main hero for Isis is looking for something, but I don't think he can kill Queen of Pan.
And all of a sudden, after one failed Chrono, it's gonna be high ground. And I don't know how they're gonna defend this without Chrono.
No buyback on ET. And they wouldn't have Earth Splitter regardless, because Tiny's got a big old tree ready. This is not how I expected this game to go. I'll be honest.
They're going on Dusa. Dusa's actually dying very fast. We'll pop the Manta. And now
nice
back
toss
up to his team. What a play. Ice has another blink, but no blinks it. And now he gets Orchided, and he might just die here. He's already buying items.
Yeah, there's miscommunication. Mushi was kind of moving in, but he still doesn't have Chrono, so he can't do anything. Earth Splitter comes out.
Okay, alright. That gets a kill, and now Mushi's gonna jump forward. Dusa's very low in her mana. They actually can chase Dusa. Nice Manta dodge here on the right side, but it's gonna get Orchided. Dusa's still alive. Another BKB's gonna use here, but Moon ignoring that Winter's Curse. He doesn't Mineski is chasing Harley, popping a bunch of BKB.
And Tiny can't toss this Medusa anymore, but... Oh man, they're still going. I mean, he has Chrono now. Oh, but Tiny goes out of night vision. And Void's not gonna find a thing. I'm super impressed by Geek Fam right now.
Yeah, man.
This is very well played.
Well,
they haven't made like any mistakes yet. Yeah, March definitely.
March in particular has been super well.
And now I don't really know, like, they were able to kind of burn down this Medusa, but that's because, like, Geek Fam are playing it kind of loose. They took that Roche fight, which wasn't really a Roche fight, it was just, like, in the pit area, and they kept the pressure up because, you know, they wanted to get more damage. Like we've said earlier, once cooldowns are down from Mineski, then Geek Fam feel pretty safe. And that was really the only context that they were able to get the Medusa down to, like, critical HPs. And Tiny was just, like, constantly tossing her away. This Medusa has, like, pretty much no defensive items besides the Lincolns, and that's just because Lincolns is just, like, a generally solid item on Medusa, but, like, there's no BKB. Now she's completed the Pike, before Scotty, actually, so that's one defensive item.
Lincoln's pretty bad this game, all things considered.
Yeah, but, I mean, the mana is just, like, it's one of the best efficiency items from Mana Shield. Moon's gonna have to shoot his way out of the BKB.
BKB's gonna actually block that stun. Now he blinks on the back line. He's gonna do a jab. Sonic Wave is gonna take it down with the slow burn, I believe. No, he's still alive, look like it. And now it's gonna be Ninja on the run. He's very fast. Earth Splitter down the ramp, but nobody cares about it. They juke away. That shall be kill on the right side. Ice. Will blink away.
I'm pretty sure Playhard like indirectly won that fight for Geek Fam because Mushi has Chronosphere, but he had no mana the entire time, and no one has any Diffusal Blades on Geek Fam right now. So the only way Mushi would have gotten down to like critical mana levels is if this Nyx Assassin was just constantly mana burning him, and no Chrono could come out. And Geek Fam, like, they clumped up gladly once they knew that Void couldn't do anything about it.
Yeah, I didn't see Mushi's positioning. Maybe he was coming into a fight.
He was like in the mid lane area. After Slardar jumped in onto the Queen of Pain, then Mushi was kind of in the mid lane vicinity. He wasn't in the river, but then Nyx Assassin was just like dueling with him.
By the way, after that fight, Ollie, the Wyvern player, is going to pick up a Glimmer Cape, which actually does cut down the damage output of Mineski by a sizable amount.
Yeah.
The way that they've been using these Chrono Earth Splitter is mostly on one. Just like Co-Embrace, Glimmer that person, and probably with that.
It depends on the target. If it's something like Tiny or Medusa, then they definitely won't die.
Wait, did you see what the Medusa is doing here? So
splitting off of Roche or something?
no, he split off of a range tree that Ice dominated. But he was outside the Roche pit and he was hitting into Roche.
Oh, interesting.
That was a little...
I guess flank
cannon.
Oh, Chrono onto Medusa. He doesn't feel confident doing it on solo targets anymore. He knows this Wyvern.
Okay, bash. Chrono just for Wyvern? Does that work? Like,
well, let's see. Snipers escaping from the fight. He could be activated from Slardar.
Yep.
No, there is no team fight. Everyone wants to find different targets.
I mean, this is classic DOTA, right? Oh my god. That was the elevator for Slardar. He just went up, down, from the ground floor to the first floor.
To the underground. He is in the basement right now. Yeah, Mineski don't really... Like, I understand why Mushi is making these decisions, because if you can't land a multi-hero Chrono, and even if you do land a multi-hero Chrono, like, if you don't grab the Wyvern, you're not going to win that fight. Or you're not going to really do anything in the Chrono.
Okay, I get that though, but after you use the Chrono, which is by far your best teamfight ability, just say, oh, alright, back it off, right? Like, there's no reason for Mineski to keep on get the sniper caught on the mid lane. Avatars, you're gonna get the kill here. Good stuff.
March continues to make an ocean of space for this Medusa, and actually, Queen of Pain will take the Aegis. I guess she is definitely being the most aggressive hero, and Medusa hasn't really died in like the past 15 to 20 minutes. And now that Butterfly is completed, Pike is completed, I don't really think he's going to die anytime soon.
Nice 2-man crush here, but Avatar is going to be there for Slardar. Slardar is dead. March is beyond godlike. They have low issues. Now Medusa reaching high ground. Melee racks under siege. Backdoor production coming up for a second, but it's down real fast as well. Fam looking to take a 1-0 advantage here against one of the top 3 teams in SEA. What's happening?
It's like a new rock paper scissors element has been added. Well, I'll let them see if they take the series before I start jumping to any conclusions. But more often than not, whenever Mushi wants to Chrono and then cannot because time blinks away. Where's the Wyvern at?
2-man Chrono, and Ursula's gonna come through a lot of AoE damage, but not even close because you can't just rely on Ursula to actually do damage. Where was the sniper? Sniper was coming out of the fountain, I guess. Geek Fam will retreat safely. They lose nobody. Big fight.
Yeah, so usually whenever an underdog team beats the opponent, oftentimes they'll say it's either the fact that the underdog team outdrafted them or they outplayed them. But in this case, it was both. Like, the laning phase was just hands down in Geek Fam's favor. And despite the fact that initially we were skeptical about this Geek Fam draft, it has very clear synergy that Mineski is struggling intensely with right now. And so Geek Fam just all around have outplayed Mineski this game.
They essentially won all 3 lanes, right?
Right.
So generally you don't lose pro Dota game. I think the most problematic lane though was the sniper got wrecked so hard by Bob. And sniper needed to carry the damage in there.
Yeah, it's possible that Void may have itemized differently if Sniper didn't get obliterated in the mid lane. But even like moving forward, like the more I see this Geek Fam team, I feel that even if they have equivalent levels and items to Mineski, like they've had this entire game with like an advantage on Mineski with items and experience and all that business. But even like 1-to-1, I feel like Geek Fam still handily beats what Mineski have. Oh man, great ward, spotting out Void.
How did they even saw him?
Shout out to Cliff Wards. The real thing is, how did they know to put that there? That's so smart. So smart.
Bottom tower won't last.
That was the latest US dodge I've ever seen.
That's 60 seconds without Mushi. They can high ground. I mean, this 2 second pop stone gate.
They've already high grounded.
Counter initiation stone gates. Not gonna come out just yet. That curve though, oh my goodness, that damage output is gonna be there. Ice dropping low, dropping fast, is gonna be killed. Stone Gate triggering it against, against ET. ET's gonna be dead. Jabs is gonna be dead. 4 dead. Make that 5. Sniper's gonna go down. What a Sonic wave. And they call GG. Mineski down 0-1 against Geek Fam.
Wow.
Bottom barren.
It's a plot twist, if I've ever seen one, but a well-deserved one. I definitely don't think that like they definitely just won that game straight up.
When you said plot twist, this reminds me of Iron Man 3. For people that haven't watched Iron Man 3, like
Radiant's turn to ban.
Dire's ban now.
Didn't I show you some meme Fire Emblem video?
Yes, that was a great video.
Okay.
Actually, so anyway.
Here's the Radiant ban.
The Dire get a ban.
Oh yeah.
That was
Wow. Just by adding Dorcas.
10 seconds.
Radiant's turn to ban.
That's pretty good.
yeah.
Dire's turn to pick. Ten seconds.
5 seconds remaining. Radiant's turn to pick.
Winter Wyvern.
Ten seconds.
5 seconds remaining. Radiant's turn to pick.
Puck!
10 seconds.
5 seconds remaining.
What was the sneaky part? Because it seemed... Okay. That's not really
Dire's
sneaky,
turn
though.
to pick.
Okay. Fair. Fair. But even then, even if they weren't being sneaky, you don't get destroyed that early
10
on and then just
seconds.
continue falling downhill like that.
Here's the Radiant ban.
Night Stalker.
The fall. You get up. Stronger than ever before. You whip out a Night Stalker. Look how ripped that dude is. He's been hitting the gym. He's ready for
10
retribution.
seconds.
5 seconds remaining.
Do you only watch superhero movies or something?
Dire's ban now.
Alright, fine. No, I always load up some Requiem for a Dream right when I'm getting on an
10
international fight for sure.
seconds.
5 seconds remaining.
Okay.
Radiant's turn to ban.
Ten seconds.
So then So then, without the power
5
of
seconds
this, I
remaining.
haven't watched the movie yet, but like without the power of the suit, he's still able to overcome. Wow. Okay. So then I suppose we can draw some analogies. Maybe Mineski, you know, they used to have that aura of like unstoppability for the first few months of this pro circuit. Cause like, you know, 1437 was like, why isn't Mineski getting invited? And EU was like, why isn't Mineski getting invited? And then that veil is shattered. So you know, we can do some more movie parallels. It's like some Wizard of Oz stuff, right? Everyone's like, oh snap, it's the Wizard of Oz. I don't want to mess with him. And then they look behind the curtain, and it's Mushi one-man chronoing a Tiny. No, that's Alice in Wonderland. This is the one with the girl and the dog.
I get my hands on.
Of course. You just had knockoff Spider-Man movies.
10 seconds.
Watching movies in China, it's actually more of like a date thing.
5
than
seconds remaining.
I guess in American culture, it's like very widespread, right? Watching
Dyer's
families.
turn to pick.
Right.
But I think in China was more exclusive, like for romantic purposes. I think the first movie I've seen was like Titanic, and I was like 7. Oh, boobies. Or was it like 9 or something?
So, do you want to start off on?
Seconds.
Anyways, we got a Mirana Bane combination.
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah. Last time it was Mineski trying to do, as you said, maybe something a little bit sneaky with a
Radiance.
potentially roaming combination, but they were never able to roam because Medusa was just too irritating to leave alone. And now Geek Fam's gonna go for a combination with Bane Mirana, although I haven't seen a roaming Mirana in a very long time, so this is not gonna be like a laning phase combination, but, you know, perhaps a mid-game combination with Nightmare and Arrow.
Oh, I was casting WES last
5
weekend,
seconds
and
remaining.
when they picked like Mirana first phase, but oh, there's no way this is the support Mirana. I've never seen that since Fluff and stuff did it back
Welcome
in like
back, landlubber.
And then
Get
lo and
any
behold, it
salt
was
in
a
your
position for
lungs?
Mirana, and he completely dominated that game. So I looked like a fool. It was a mouse sport actually. Pretty damn.
Dyer's turn to pick.
Probably don't expect that to be here, and looks like it's gonna be a ET. Buttons on
The hero did not convince me in the last game, which I mean, Ninja Boogie was doing fine, but I guess maybe I'm less confident in 4 position ET. Like, I think this hero needs at least a item and not just like a
5
drum.
seconds remaining.
He needs something earlier on that makes him like a more dominant force. A lot of great silence targets for DP this game, though. And Night Stalker. Yeah, actually, this is Silent City. But I don't know if I can continue to just give Mineski the benefit of the doubt in the drafting phase like we had done in Game 1, because I was very skeptical about Geek Fam's Game 1 draft. Probably because I was not really paying attention. I was just like, it's Geek Fam versus Mineski. There's no way they're gonna lose Game 1 in 35 minutes. But then, look at me. Also, I don't think Ice 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 was able to do Ice 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 things, and more often than not, whenever I see Mineski win, it's because Ice 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 does Ice 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 things.
It felt like when they were winning, they basically left off. They prioritized Ice Ice. I feel like that's kind of what they.
Yeah, I agree with that. Like the Tiny this game, or the Tiny in Game 1, felt like how Ice 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 would like have made that game go if the drafts were reversed.
I wonder if they're thinking about faces. Then you're looking at pretty strong. Cooldown is very long, but
Yeah.
whenever you put them together, you generally just fight.
That's the thing that scares me though, is that cooldown. Because
Here's the
we saw that
radio
Geek Fam were very good at playing around the chrono cooldown in game 1. Push strats?
The ice jack off lane.
So what do? Do you max dual breath? Oh, well, I mean, like, that's the traditional Jakiro. That's like support Jakiro.
Have
This is an ice Jakiro. I have, actually.
Complexly play carry Jakiro.
Yeah, I did see that.
That thing is dank as hell. It
That's
might just
very
be
impressive.
carry, yeah. I don't know if we should, but I'm pretty sure if you give it to ice carry.
Yeah. Which I would like to see.
The Dire get a ban.
For those of you guys that are not too caught up with carry, what basically happens has like a talent at 10. There's a talent that increases breath damage. It's essentially like double damage. It gets to a point where I think if you do breath
10 seconds.
one duel.
Yeah. And that's not even counting like a
5
veil or
seconds
anything,
remaining.
which is almost
Yeah,
always
you get
picked
the
up
veil
on
on top.
Jakiro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's actually so insane. The one game I saw
Dire's turn
a
to
Jakiro
pick.
killing a DOTA by itself. I was like, what? How is this happening?
Yeah, like years ago, everyone like Jakiro actually has not been changed very much. Like, granted, the talents help him out a lot, but Dual Breath as a spell has been mostly the same for years. And so there was one time that I was against a Jakiro mid, and I was just like, "What are these idiots trying to pull right now?" And I have never
5
gotten destroyed
seconds
so hard
remaining.
mid in my entire life. I was playing like TA also, which that's a pretty bad matchup
That's
for
a
TA.
terrible matchup.
Yeah, but like I didn't respect it, and like my attack speed was super slow because Dual Breath slows your attack speed like crazy. Liquid Fire slows your attack speed like crazy. I had no refraction charges at all. I was getting completely obliterated. So I grew to recognize the power of spell damage Jakiro rather than just
seconds.
pure pushing Jakiro. But having said that, this is a pretty heavy push lineup.
5
You've got
seconds remaining.
Wyvern with Cold Embrace to sustain, Healing Ward, Jakiro Liquid Fire, and so you don't even need to blow Exorcism just to take towers.
Like it. I'm not sure if I feel the Juggernaut last. Like, apart from the push, I feel like it's adding.
I think that they like the idea of having spell immunity because Geek Fam are a very combo-oriented team, it seems. Like, you set up with a Nightmare, into a Arrow, into, like, a Stomp, into Dream Coil, all that business. You can go for something like a Lifestealer, which I thought may have been a little bit more practical, but Lifestealer does not have any bomb options this game. And so Juggernaut seems like a worthy second pick alternative.
Choose your hero.
Timbers.
Yeah, I was just like,
What
I'm
does-
still.
What does Timber do?
He gets silenced a lot. That's gonna be one thing for sure. Unless if he goes for like an early Lotus Orb.
It's not like there's a lot of strength melee or anything. Melee.
No. I suppose it provides anti-push, but I thought they already had like pretty good anti-push. You got Illusory Orb, you've got Astral Spirit, you've got, you know, Mirana could probably like get in and out with Star Storms or arrows. I agree. I'm kind of wondering what they want to do with this Timbersaw. It's a mid Timbersaw, and that's like, you know, not necessarily a fantastic matchup against Death Prophet by any means either, so
5 seconds
know.
remaining.
Yeah, this draft doesn't.
but we doubted them in game one, so
let's not doubt them. Let's let the boys play. Right?
yeah. At least like on paper, they're both relatively good drafts. Like neither one seems like especially strong, but I don't see any hard counters aside from all the silences that I mentioned. I thought Juggernaut is a good pick because of all that combo potential. But then at the same time, like if like you get stomped, then all the other spells are going to go through. If you get silenced, all the other spells are going to go through by Waning Rift. If you get gripped, all the other spells are going to go through. So, you know, it goes both ways.
All right. Player I'm watching out for is Pure Off Lane by Ice.
Prepare for
This is actually the first time I've seen Jakiro in this patch without the help of. Let's see where the heroes.
What, Call always runs it with the Magnus?
They call play Juggernaut. Sorry, did I say Jakiro?
Oh, yeah, you said Jakiro.
Sorry.
Well, actually, so, okay, I can actually kind of agree with that. Although, it seems like Battle Fury is, like, the greatest... It's the new Helm of the Dominator from the vintage 7.0 days, because I've been seeing, like, Slark Battle Fury, Juggernaut obviously is, like, a classic Battle Fury builder, and, like, it just seems to be a fantastic item all around. Yes, you do often see it with Magnus most frequently, but you can still, you know, cleave stuff up on your own and get plenty of damage from the Demon Edge that Battle Fury builds out of.
Why not both? Porque no los dos?
Yeah.
MOM Battle Fury. Farm it up.
I guess maybe Magnus doesn't push as well as other heroes, and if you were going to give it on Magnus, you were probably going to give it to Ice Ice Ice, and, you know, I guess they want to push, so Magnus does not really help with that.
Cast off the lines. We embark for
Mineski is going to be duping Geek Fam with the lanes. Ice 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 doesn't even bother going for the rune because I guess they may have given up their laning position. So I don't think Geek Fam are expecting a solo Jakiro in this top lane.
Ron is gonna port bottom. I think solo Jakiro is actually gonna do okay again.
Yeah. I think so too. I mean, Jakiro's not gonna stop this puck from farming, but at the same time, like, this is a pretty mean lane. Dual lane, Elder Titan and puck, but I think Jakiro, yeah, is not gonna have too much trouble.
denied.
In mid lane, we've got Death Prophet and Timbersaw as expected, and like I'm like you said you had your eyes on the Jakiro. I'm gonna keep my eyes on this Timbersaw mid because I'm curious to see like what the game plan is for this hero.
I think whatever he's gonna do, he's not gonna do it really quick. So like this is like making damage kind of.
Yeah, but then when do you ever feel comfortable leaving to go deal damage? Because like Mineski aren't really team fight oriented. They're just going to take structures, and you can't really force a fight until Puck gets a Blink Dagger.
Maybe. It feels like this is gonna be a very good game to get the hood. A lot of magic damage.
Is there?
I mean, Jakiro by himself.
Jakiro by himself, yeah, that's for sure. But like, you know, DP's physical, Juggernaut's physical.
Getting punched by the stapler.
Most other heroes, like, they would not be able to stay in this lane as long. Oh, he gets his salve cancelled. GG.
Oh, it's gonna get stopped.
Oh. Playhard can't get too close. He's gonna get hit by the tower. Oh,
That
okay.
is
Well,
straight up feed. That is a straight up double feed.
3 wand charges,
Yep.
and you're done. Respect the Jakiro.
Alright. Yeah,
Homie's got 4 armor when he's underneath his tower like that. You can't just expect to take him out.
everybody forgets that he just makes your attacks drop to like
So slow.
yeah, like between dual breath and liquid fire, you have no attack.
Yeah, it's like being under Shivas at like 2 minutes into the game, and heroes don't have attack speed like items 2 minutes into the game. You don't have treads. You don't have very many agi points. You have nothing.
Oh, that's a great start off for the hero.
Yeah, definitely. Much different start than what Ice Ice had last game. And the bot lane, the one that we haven't looked at quite yet, it is in fact the combination of Bane plus Mirana. It doesn't look like Bane is interested in roaming around right now, but instead wants to make sure that Skemberlu gets a good start against this Juggernaut and Night Stalker lane, which now Elder Titan's kind of in a tricky place. He's very fast though.
Needs one more void and then they get spin on him.
Yeah. Oh, he canceled it. Yep.
Oh, just hit it! Oh, what?
That's right.
Ninja Boogie, the last second. So I am surprised that Bane didn't start in the
Yeah,
people.
that's what I thought. Oh, that's a failed chain. Yeah, especially because Death Prophet early on, she can't really. Oh.
They're getting outplayed so hard right now. Great play by Mineski. This is still nice exchange. Now, taking a lot of damage.
Oh, the Blade Fury!
Spin and gonna just get right click down, and they're not respecting the stickler. Now the clap's gonna hit on both heroes. Piranha's gonna. Oh. Salve up, and then his teammates dies.
8 stick charges. You're getting baited.
Ooh.
It's nighttime, son.
Oh, triple kill on Ninja Boogie. My goodness.
There was a lot of disrespect going on all sides. Ninja Boogie had a DD rune that he picked up at the 4-minute mark, so he was whacking away. And you gotta pay attention to those stick charges. You're only a level 3 Mirana with 1 point in Starstorm. It's not gonna do that much damage.
Well, that is a very successful the start of the night. 4-0 already. Getting mid.
This guy's Urn finished already. That's crazy. I'm actually surprised that he went for Urn instead of an upgraded boots, but I guess he wants to get a lot of kills and he shows himself mid.
I think Night Stalker doesn't need the upgrade. I'm okay with.
Yeah, I guess the main thing about like having phase boots early on is that your daytime sucks less, because oftentimes if you don't get very much done during the night, then you don't have very many Urn charges, and then you're just kind of running around and you can't farm with just brown boots. Oh, Jargon, bot lane.
Ollie's gonna give himself a little bit of survivability.
Dire's middle tower is drowned.
Yeah, it was a good call by Mushi to back out. If he stuck around, he would have gotten comboed into Stomp into Arrow.
So the one good thing that we do see about this mid lane Timbersaw is the fact that it's basically a no-go lane, right? You just can't gank it.
Yeah, you can't.
Alright, well, it looks like Play Hard is gonna get brought down here. Cheek away. Go right back. No. 2-hero spirit.
You can't, if you go a little bit too far, you're gonna get nightmared into Arrow. So you gotta be very careful about how much you want to commit. Though I am surprised that he didn't hold on to Void until he could cancel an Echo Stomp, but they quickly learned that they couldn't do it, and I'm sure Ninja Boogie won't make that mistake again. I'm looking. There is no silence.
Okay. Waited it off. Now it's gonna be there. A lot of magic damage, and now it's gonna be Ollie getting drained up. Ollie should die. Ollie's gonna brain sap a little bit.
These raindrops.
Alright, they do get the one kill, but they will take down Nana and you, so that's a great trade in the favor of Geek Fam. In fact, March moving forward is gonna attack Ninja Boogie a couple of times. 1 Urn charge.
Throw a line to Radiant's middle tower.
All things considered, that was great. That is, like we said, the power of the Timber. In fact, he's not even going back to Fountain, just farming up here.
Man, the raindrop like was basically proccing as frequently as whoa, what?
You have learned nothing.
I guess he hit like a stray arrow.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I guess he got stomped first, maybe. I don't know. He didn't have any mana for Blade Fury, but he has phase boots on Juggernaut, so I don't know. That's a great pick, though. That's 2 major cores going down for Mineski in quick succession. As now March is kind of an awkward spot, but so is Ninja Boogie. You can fly. You can fly?
Maybe you just boost directly.
Yeah.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Well, gives away the 4x kill streak. That's pretty big, I think. But Ice Ice takes down the building. It looks like he's gonna just go for it. 3-0-4 build. Pretty standard.
Yeah, and he's level 7, so he should be approaching that 8% spell up talent very quickly. Which is gonna make this Timbersaw's life pretty rough. And as you suspected, he is gonna be going for that hood first, just for the Chikiro, because there's really no other reason to go for a hood this early on as a Timbersaw.
Yeah, there's some like random stuff like Trips 4 but I don't think that one.
No, yeah.
The Chikiro. Yep.
Yeah, because I mean, you see the efficacy of this rain drop that he had. He doesn't have one now, but he had one.
By the way, have you ever seen people buying Kaya on that ever?
Ooh, I don't know actually.
Seems like all the spell carrier buying.
That's true. Especially the spell carriers who like transitioning into Bloodstone, because Kaya is like a great stepping stone item on your way to Bloodstone. But yeah, I don't know. I haven't seen too much. Man, Scalembrew is eating this Jakiro damage for breakfast.
Like shadows, they had a penny.
No, they don't.
Oh, but they don't.
But they
get
guess.
The deep.
Oh god, the deeps.
So
Oh.
so, has anybody figured out the math on Stone Spirit? Like, supposed to build Bloodstone first or fire?
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
I think that is what it depends on. It's like, do you want to farm or you want to fight? If you want to farm, then I think that Bloodstone is still the way to go. If you want to fight, then Kai is the way to go. Top lane. Going in.
Attack the heroes.
Never mind.
You want Jakiro? Liquid fire non-stop on the bottom side.
Dream coil's up.
Yep, they're gonna coil him up. I mean, he's so tanky. He has 6 spawn charges. He's just walking left and right. He's like, come at me, bros. Now, liquid fire, dual breath. All these gonna be dead.
Done.
Yep, he's gone. He still has one. No, he just used the one charge. He's fine. Arrow's gonna hit onto Jab. Jab's gonna go down, but they traded 1 for 1. And be careful. Because
Yeah, ISS very patiently made sure not to right-click either of those heroes that were attacking him under the tower, so he didn't take any tower aggro that entire time. And as soon as he was able to walk out of the Dream Coil, immediately popped a liquid fire onto Bane, and Bane is definitely not tanky enough to deal with that, and goes down. And Ollie would have really liked to get that experience, because Fiend's Grip is going to become harder and harder to pull off as Mineski get more and more items and levels.
no points in the ice path.
Why bother?
It's like decent against phase. Just against.
Nice silence out the Invis rune.
Would have been decent there as well.
Phase shift. Oh, the turnaround.
Rana's so cheap.
Damn. Yeah, this 3 leaps.
Oh, miss!
Oh, the evade.
Well played.
Feels bad.
For the hunt.
Yeah, unfortunately, Nightstalker is not level 6 yet, because ideally you would want to like turn to darkness and then do the Crippling Fear, because during daytime Crippling Fear only lasts 3 seconds, and that's not nearly enough time to get a kill on the puck.
Second.
When next? I know, right? It's gonna be a problem. Assuming that Mineski ever feel like grouping up, which, I mean, they quickly took down that top tier one, and by they, I mean just Jakiro. But, like, I mean, I guess Mushi has just been quietly farming. Though, I mean, he's actually not going for Battle Fury, he's going for Diffusal Blade first.
Back that good old Juggernaut.
Silenced.
Silence. Another silence.
Ice path.
That's everybody on there. He dies. The grip here onto the DP, tanking it up for now. It's gonna be Ice anything out of the CP still alive, pops naturally. He's gonna be fine. Ollie's gonna get brought down. Moon playing it well on the back line. Mineski from us free. This is kind of the Mineski that we all expected.
Yeah, exactly. Except this time they
On the back line, silence now on the other side. They can keep on driving away from a tower defense. So Mineski is going to take down another tier 1 tower with the power of that hero power.
Oh man, Timbersaw wants this. Do you want it though? He has his hood.
He wants it. The hood is not
think
doing
he
much
wants
right
it.
now. The silence is going to be there. They surround
You don't
him,
want
and
it.
that's a straight up BTP.
You walk in, you think you're hot stuff with your hood, you put up that spell barrier, and then you realize Jakiro, he's not even hit level 10 yet.
No.
And he's still just burning through all this.
I mean, that was like 3 or 4 heroes casting with the benefit of
True.
Dire's bottom tower
True.
is under attack.
Radiant's top tower
Arrow,
is on the rocks.
and stomping an arrow. Yeah, it's a dead wyvern.
You know, it
So
seems like the problem of the Radiant lineup is that it's the same thing as the problem of what Mineski ran in the last game. But it takes them 20 minutes to actually start doing. Mirana needs a ton of items. Timber needs a couple of items. Puck needs one fail of think, right? And the way that Mineski is playing, they're coming at you a minute 6.
stomp bot lane, but they can't finish anything. Oh, he's level 10. What? He hasn't skilled up his talent. What?
Oh, he's missing so much damage.
Right?
Hold on. He's gonna get the kill.
But he could be buffing this earn damage. Oh, actually, it's not his earn. Never mind.
Okay.
TP? Why is Jakiro not
Now
TP?
he I think even if he TP, probably.
Maybe. Yeah, that's not a great exchange. You got a 4-position ET for a core Jakiro and a roaming Night Stalker, so good rotation by Geek fan.
Oh, he put his point into full prep. Level 10. I don't know if that's worth
I think he put it. Wait, did he only have? Oh yeah, you're right. He did put.
because he got Ice
Flame
Path.
dual breath. Yeah,
level
exactly.
4, right?
Yeah, and he definitely had Magnifier, so yeah, I think you're right.
So you could definitely conclude the 4.0 prep not as good as.
I'm sure that can actually be like mathematically proven. Actually,
Math.
the math checks out. Quick maths. Well, it's okay. Still Spake and Mace for Mushi, who has now completed his Diffusal Blade. It's on the Courier. I'm still a little bit skeptical as to why he went for Diffusal Blade instead of going for the Battle Fury first, but like this is more like vintage Juggernaut, which was always Diffusal first, but that was when Diffusal had a Purge.
Oh, I think this is just like good stats for fighting, right? Like, that seems to be Mineski's demo. We're gonna just run at you and fight. Know that you're not particularly too strong at this point.
I guess that's true, but like I mean, you have other options as well, like Sanji Yasha, or like just a casual Yasha and like drone and stuff like that. But it's working. Scan comes out, Stomp comes out.
They're gonna pop the exorcism. Now the arrow hits on DPO. They go, oh, yes, they will. Earth Spirit is gonna get cast, but there's no follow-up. It does hit on 2, but that Healing Ward's doing so much work. In fact, the Healing Ward's putting everybody back to the speed. The backline is in a lot of trouble here. Mirana right clicks. Mirana is gonna get the kill. Coil's gonna get stopped on the backline. They're gonna go right on the Puck. Puck's gonna get brought down. One for 2 trade so far. Now Ollie trying to kill down Mushi. Mushi's very low. Has Aegis and Omni Slash.
Oh, what an Omni Slash!
And now they're actually going back to the Ancients. He will survive as a result. On the right side, they're going to try to cut off that Mirana. Mirana's going to make it out of there. They still don't have enough protection for this fight. They do have the one set to the high ground. They will take down all of them. At the end of the day, it's going to be a 1-for-3 engagement. They take down Roche, they pick the Aegis, and they retain the Aegis because of some really nice Omni Slash. Great play by Mushi.
Yeah, he like that is not easy to do because you have to basically know that Mirana was going to jump in because between your turn animation and your cast animation with Omni Slash, most people would get hit by the Starstorm, which wouldn't have been devastating. He had the Aegis, but now he can hold on to the Aegis, and once Exorcism comes off cooldown in a minute, then I'm sure they're going to start pushing.
Looks like Mushi's going to go for the Fighting Bill, part 2, the Shadow Blade.
Wow, this is a crazy-ass Juggernaut build. This is like 6.7 Juggernaut.
Well, I think this game he's getting it for the Silver Edge upgrade. It has like a pretty decent perk.
Yeah, I suppose. And I guess there's no like real right-click carry that you need to keep pace with, because like Timbersaw is one of their cores, Puck's the other core, and Mirana's the third core. He rules up on the top lane into Ice Path, but it's dodged. And he has enough points in it that he's able to time it out.
Show off everything. That Pug was scared.
Well, he gets out alive. And March is doing well. Blink Dagger completed, he's going for a Yules of his own, and the more important thing, like I said, is the fact that he has levels. He actually skipped his second point in Dream Coil to go for more points in Phase Shift, which I think is brilliant spell choicing, whatever you would call it.
I actually think that
whatever
Coil
Yes.
great point usage, heal point use.
Okay, yeah, that's what I'm looking for. I was looking for like the itemization except for spell optimization. You know what I mean?
Great skill build, I think.
Ah, that's what they call it.
I think ever since the change to Puck's oil,
Only doing damage
it's
on
actually
break.
okay. Yeah, okay to leave it at 1, so you max others. Because, like we saw there, the extra duration of the phase actually matters quite a bit.
Oh. He doesn't jaunt to it, but they're ready for it.
Oh, he did. Silence on top.
Yep. Now in the mid lane, Invismushi. He wants something. Oh, he gets spotted, but it's too late.
Just right clicking. 5 right clicks in. He's gonna get him. Here, curse. He's gonna cancel the chain. She farms that range for you.
That's actually, that may have been a bad idea, because you can mana burn while they're cursed. Like, you won't deal any damage, but you will burn off their mana. And Timbersaw may not have had mana to chain away, but you know, whatever.
Here comes that early game push. I definitely can see Mineski like just taking out all the.
And then some. So it's working.
I think the first time in the new patch we're gonna see the interaction of height into your tower.
Oh yeah,
magic damage.
that's true.
When's that ever happened?
That's pretty smart. Who's building the pipe? No.
He has a hood,
So?
so he's not gonna finish. Right? He
I don't
eventually
think so.
will, like,
It's just liquid fire. Because
Liquid Fire's a lot.
yeah, but it's like there's a way shorter cooldown on liquid fire than on freaking pipe.
Everybody get a pipe. Ollie.
I don't think that's how it works.
I mean, you can pipe.
Here's what we need to
Stack
see:
multiple pipes.
Ninja Boogie,
Yeah.
Meteor Hammer.
Okay.
Let's go.
You know what's the counter to liquid fire? Arc more than pipe. First item.
It's true. Pipe does not have that stack cooldown anymore. Pop it as many times as you want. Dude, I would actually love to see a Meteor Hammer this game. Rules modeling, locked, silenced. So much spell damage, and you're done.
By the end of this game, you can have the highest throw them by far.
Oh yeah, and building damage probably.
Killing spree.
Oh, that's on you. Well, this is the Mineski that we all know and love. That's for sure.
I think this is more of an outdraft too. That's just like, okay, we're gonna run at you now. And
Yeah. I still don't know what the Timbersaw's like game plan is. Like even
I mean,
like
it was an ungankable mid hero that can shock him. Except you
I
ported
feel
it
like there are
and died
better
twice.
choices.
I don't know.
like-
What's the ungankable mid that could flop?
Yeah, because early game people aren't
I
gonna
think
get
Quap would be
silences. Quap may have been banned also.
I mean, Quab is definitely very gankable.
I guess. But I mean, these Timbersaws like immortals. Ooh, quick reflexes. Exorcism comes out. What do you do against this?
They can't do anything. They're just watching the building.
Pipe your buildings, even though it won't help against DPL to its physical damage.
That you go
they
pipe and
back off.
Crimson Guard.
There we
Actually,
go.
spell blocking.
Crimson Guard doesn't work. Yeah, yeah, and well, yeah,
DP counters all this strat.
pretty much.
So can you imagine, like, in Dota, like in 2020, like a medallion building? How
Oh,
sick would that
dude.
be?
Oh man, that's actually. I think
Solar
that's like
Crest you're building?
that's
just
2018 Dota. You're definitely not giving yourself credit. Yule's on the top lane. Mirana again, so much damage, but her team's behind her, so they're gonna back off. And still, she's taking
When
damage.
I say dumb, I mean it's too good.
Well, I mean, I'm sure they could like balance it so it's like reduced, or you can do it both ways. Enemies can solar crest your buildings.
Oh, dude, that's sick.
Yule's again. onto this ET. He's not gonna stick around. He gets purged up, or not purged, but slowed. What is the active called? Inhibit. He gets inhibited.
Inhibit.
He gets inhibited.
Whoa.
You want to know what the best active item is called? Hover or Reveal, and tell me what that's called.
I'm not gonna help him. Try to control it.
Classic.
Magic weak.
Easily top 10 debuff name in the game.
I mean, it is true. We should make a top 10.
Oh man. Yeah.
Based on
Oh,
height.
for sure.
Do you know what Tango is called?
It used to be called Essification or whatever,
Oh yeah, that's.
but I don't think.
I think it's called Eat Tree now.
Oh really?
Oh, we'll check.
Devour. It's Devour.
No way. Why is
Yeah,
it Devour?
Because Doom is the only hero that can use tangos. Everyone knows that.
Eat Tree is cool.
Essification is cool. What does that even mean?
Essify.
Essify it.
They should call it like photosynthesis. If that makes sense.
Dire are scanning for enemies.
Dire scans
Barrier.
for some reason.
I'm not like I'm just looking at things, you know? All these like
Cyclone's important. I can't change that one. You know what
So
battalion is called? See, what you should have said is we should be able to Valor Towers. Everyone would have known what you're talking
yeah,
about.
sure.
Dire's top
Is,
Pushing top,
solar
scan
crest-
lands. Will they find this wyvern?
Ooh,
Oh
that's
man.
Hero. He's got a self-fuel for himself. Oh my god, that deep. He's not dead.
No, he's
still alive
not.
somehow. Alright, self-fuel's gonna be up there. Lucian's gonna be quite a bit of work. Lucian drop a heal for your friend, my friend. Nope. Lucian drops nothing for his friend. But he's gonna kill everybody.
March is
Lucian
on the
game
run.
is picking it up, right. March. Nice.
He can't. Night Stalker can't fly for 10 seconds, and he's just gonna slip on out. Out of vision.
He's gonna even creep.
Oh, he should. Hell yeah.
He has no TP. Probably should keep up.
Nah. You can go solo, Roche.
Go solo road.
Look, he got a DD run.
Alright. Magic wand's called energy charge.
I actually did not know that. That's interesting. Energy
I feel
charge.
like they're just missing out on a Harry Potter reference. Should they
don't-
call it like
I don't think there's a healing
Patronus
spell.
or some shit?
Patronus is like a shield, though. It's not a healer. I actually don't know any heals in Harry Potter. There's so many Cyclones in
Oh,
this game.
what is that spell called when Hermione uses to fix Harry's glasses? Close enough.
Oh, you're right.
Repario?
Reparo.
Reparo.
Or Reparo, yeah.
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 That should be
Yeah,
that.
that's the stuff. It should be. There are 4 Yule Scepters in this game, 2 on each team. So, honestly, it's hard as hell to know whenever it's like a defensive or an offensive one. But chances are, if you're seeing Mineski killing people, it's usually an offensive one because the setup is just too good. I don't really know what Mineski are waiting for. Roche is up, and they're all farming Ancients.
There's actually so many names active.
It's true.
Like every hero's got like 2.
It's good trivia.
Oh!
Whenever... Huh? Yes?
Hero didn't take the
Spell Amp talent? Oh, no, he did. Yeah, of course he's gonna go for attack range. You already took every single freaking tower. If you're trying to siege high ground, there's no way that you're getting into fights. You could just throw some, you know, Dragon Lance smoke immediately pops. Cyclone up onto Timbersaw, Ice Path. Down goes the Elder Titan. Do they have any detection? They had 1, but he's out.
They haven't
They
jumped.
have more. Oh yeah, that's the stuff. Whoa,
I mean,
fuck
I
out.
think your logic.
Oh, the silence misses, but then the silence comes in.
Okay.
Oh, man, he has orb. He can jaunt on the oh, they're gonna back off.
Nice, slowly. No, I hear you with the extra attack range to help.
Yeah, it's
At the
crazy.
same time, you could just kill them.
Well, it's a safer option, I suppose, because you don't need to commit to a fight. And there's like no big... Oh man. March is really trying to salvage this game, and I respect that. Like, he'll die here, but I have no issue with him going for that play. Look at that. He even freed up 2 item slots. That's optimism right there. He puts them back now, but he was just like, I'm gonna Afu this fool.
Is that what's called now?
I think you have to call it that.
I mean,
Can any other player in the game hold the throne for Aegis Stealer, best Aegis Stealer 2017?
I mean, he did a TI. I guess that's the.
Yeah.
I saw Chris do it on Rubik the other day.
That one was sick.
Yeah,
And you were casting that one. I remember that. Well,
And there's also one where I think Quap stole it. The
no, I didn't catch that one. What I am catching is ISS high ground missing all of these bonus attack range liquid fire procs. That's okay. 'Cause the game is basically over. Nice silence.
They didn't,
It's because Timbersaw got this Vanguard, he's like, I gotta Crimson Guard them first so that it can't block anything of DP. They're going in. They walk right into a Sentry Ward.
I'm going for that Hail Mary.
Oh,
that
man.
curse though. Actually, they all attack
There's the
slow.
follow-up.
They all attack slow, they don't do any damage. Obviously, I'm gonna get 1 kill Bushi. Looking thing already, now Bushi a little bit more cold range. The coil is actually snapping on 1 hero.
Oh, Mirana. Will she survive?
Oh,
No, she's dead. GG. Like you said, it felt like an opposite of game 1. The defending team was not ready for the level of aggression coming on this early, and even though they had combo potential, they were never able to bring it online because their heroes required too many items and too many levels.
10 seconds.
5 seconds remaining. Radiant's turn to pick.
Winter Wyvern.
Ten seconds.
5 seconds remaining. Radiant's turn to pick.
Night Stalker.
On this episode of Southeast Asia Dota, I would be more than happy to see a fourth team enter the meta of
10 seconds.
the triangle of power in Southeast Asia. So, I'm more than happy to see an upset. You're not wrong. Yo, what's up with this, what's up with this sweet, is this some kind of, like, drum anime?
5 seconds remaining.
Sakamichi no Apollon?
Radiant's turn to bat.
Oh. What, isn't that, like, Haikyuu? Yeah, I know Cowboy Bebop. Everyone knows Cowboy Bebop. Oh yeah, Yoko something? Yoko Kano? Yeah. Ah.
5 seconds remaining.
Okay. Just weeb out. Like, discuss the Prohibition era values of Bakano.
The Dire get a ban.
No, that's pleb stuff. Got him. But this isn't that. This is tier 1 Dota. It's like tier 1.5 Dota.
Maybe.
Here's the Radiant ban.
The game has not gone past 40 minutes yet, so maybe that's
like
the
that
true
feedback.
definition.
The games
Yeah.
are getting shorter, right? With the refresh.
Well,
and stuff.
I feel like everyone always says that every single patch, and then I don't really see it. I would actually love to see
10
like
seconds.
if Dota Buff could pull all of their statistics and give like average
5
game
seconds
length of each
remaining.
patch. I would love to
Dire's
see
ban
that
now.
because I know it always feels like during the first few weeks of a patch, everyone's like, "Wow, it's so much faster." But that's because people don't know what's going on, and so whenever a team starts winning, they'll start snowballing because everyone's like, "What? I didn't know that Pangolier like can bounce off of walls," and then you just keep
10
losing, and then you're like, "Man, this Git patch sucks. All the games end in 30 minutes, and I can't stun a magic immune
5
enemy."
seconds remaining.
So, I don't really know if that holds water.
Well, I do think that this patch,
Radiant's
well, the
turn
last
to
couple
pick.
patches added a couple, right? For example, this one you get, I think, double siege unit fast, and that definitely has an impact on. I think
Okay,
a couple of patches back, you got double runes at 40. That matters.
right.
I think the refresher shard matters. Like, I think this might
Moon
just
shard.
be
10
like
seconds.
sure.
Backpack.
I think this might be just like
5
us
seconds remaining.
remembering what we're choosing to remember, but I don't really recall games going over. But it could just be the whole balling.
I mean, Perfect World last game 3 finals or whatever went for like 60 or 70 something minutes, I think.
Yeah, but that's like a rarity.
Is it? I'm skeptical. I do love Refresher Shard though. I think it was a brilliant addition to the game. And the fact that it's like
Turn to pick.
air quotes balanced, especially when you got a hero like Shadow Shaman who can drop down 2 sets of wards, it definitely keeps the game engaging, in my opinion.
Yeah, actually, speaking of Shadow Shaman, I casted a lot of mouse ports, went all the way to the grand final
10 seconds.
yes, Europe, and they kept running Shadow Shaman like
5 seconds remaining.
What inevitably ended up happening is Lycan's so good at take down outer towers and roads that they just got free. Shaman gun rags. You just walk up hills.
Wow.
That's pretty.
That is pretty clever. Well, Lycan isn't banned. Geek fam do love to push early. So why else would you pick a shaman?
5 seconds remaining.
I think Shaman's really good at pressuring off. You basically say, look, you can't one. I think it's always a good start in a draft to pressurize. I think by far Mineski.
Yeah. And I remember in game 1 I was saying that he wasn't allowed to do ice things, and that definitely contributed majorly, in my opinion, to the fact that they weren't able to, you know, recover after that failed laning phase. But in game 2, he was basically left alone completely.
He went off. Yeah.
Yeah.
He went off doing ice.
Exactly.
So, okay, so we've been talking about the tempo of one in game 2, right? And if you look at Geekfam's lineup, and also I guess Mineski's lineup, both teams could actually fight.
5 seconds
My major
remaining.
concern with the Geekfam lineup is that it feels like they have issue with damage. Ball behind. See that happening? Like Razor and Puck aren't necessarily high damage,
Right.
especially Razor, right? If you don't have enough farm on the hero, Puck of course could help out with the Veil. I definitely see Mineski go super tanky. Fam would have some.
Yeah, especially because, again, Wyvern always provides such a underestimated amount of sustain. Like, it's not... Cold Embrace is not a traditional heal, but, like, you know, Razor's static link is going to be completely useless against a Cold Embrace target. Shadow Shaman, Serpent Wars are going to be completely useless against a Cold Embrace target. And so, not only are you lacking in damage just based off of the 4 heroes on the playing field for Geek Fam, but you don't have sustained magic damage to keep up against these Cold Embrace.
Oh.
So now you're gonna have even less physical damage with Atrophy Aura.
Yo, tanking up, dude.
And speaking of an Ice hero, I love Ice Slender
Does he also get Helm of the Dominator, this guy?
If the game calls for it, he'll definitely go
5
for it,
seconds
because
remaining.
Underlord is Aura Whore.
What game calls for Helm of the Dominator?
People have slept on the HP regen. It was just everyone's like, okay, Helm is a core only item, and especially when it was really good, it was like it's still just a core only item. But 8 HP regen per second is a lot for your, you know, any pushes, and especially because all your creeps are benefiting from it. Also, it's not just heroes.
Alright, I feel like Geek Fam needs big HP, big damage. Time for
10 seconds.
5 seconds remaining.
I mean, you were talking about how Geek Fam needs damage. I feel like they need a big damage dealer
Sorry,
also.
I was actually calling the last pick.
Oh.
Brain farted. I feel like Medusa would fit their lineup.
I think they need magic damage.
That's some magic damage.
Get an Aghanim Scepter, pure damage? No, I don't think that's gonna be enough. I don't really know Geek Fam's, like...
Yeah, hero. I haven't seen Fam play.
Dyer's turn to pick.
Oh, Drow Ranger would have
Radiant's turn to pick.
banned on. It's a really solid lineup for Mineski. Like it a lot. Core
10 seconds.
How about Core Shaman? for those
5 seconds remaining.
quick thick. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah. Like, what's a good? Is Viper better or Lena better? I mean, take it here. It won't be a hero. It checks all the boxes that you're listing.
Invoker. Choose your hero.
Do you think this is gonna be Exort? It has to be Exort. He needs to pull some weight. Damage. Or...
10 seconds.
5 seconds remaining.
The last pick gyro, I wonder if it's gonna have a lot of success in terms of shutting. His phase is so good against the homing missile. I'm just wondering if I'm gonna pick a kind of better. But I think overall, happy with. But like you said, I think this draft is more even than the other.
A lot more early game carry potential out of it.
Prepare
I think Medusa in
for
particular,
battle.
her lane presence has been getting better and better. I think that's why she's actually being fought so much, especially in the mid lane. You know that ramp got.
Yeah,
And
and
it just
so
makes
Snake can
Snake
bounce.
hit
Yeah,
better.
that's
It's
true.
actually like, it's actually quite a big thing.
And we did see in game 1 that the dual lane Wyvern Medusa was actually doing quite well against that Faceless Void, Shadow Demon, and Elder Titan combination. So maybe, yeah, I may have been
Alright.
going a little bit too aggressive by saying garbage lane presence, but not as good as a gyro.
Game 3, everything's on the line. Winner moves on. Galaxy C qualifiers.
A major.
Fight against
This
Fnatic.
is a major
30
qualifier.
seconds to battle.
A lot of points. 16 teams.
A wyvern's will.
Mineski is the only SKA team that has won a. Or-
Yeah, you see that point breakdown? That is correct. You see that point breakdown by region that was posted on Reddit? Yeah, it shows like
Probably the
Now we
lowest,
get
right?
the good
it's
stuff.
well, South America is the lowest.
Doesn't count.
And I think North America is lower than South America. I mean, North America's lower than Southeast Asia also still. Because Mineski got first at was it Bucharest? I don't
That
remember what it
sounds
was.
correct.
I think it was Bucharest. I don't remember. Usually I would do my homework before
And they
something
also
like
got
this.
second.
Yeah, and then they got second at
Or
something
letters.
else. Yeah, and so as a result, Southeast Asia, like you said, is basically all entirely composed of Mineski points.
Just wait till you see my boy Jackie Mount get carried by a Hobbit.
Well, it's been working in qualifiers. Maybe it'll work in this grand qualifier. Grand final qualifier.
Jackie Mount's the last player, right? Haven't had his opportunity.
Well, Fnatic did go to a few lands. Not ones that they qualified for, but they still went to a few lands.
Damn.
Shall we talk about these lanes?
Sure. Pick a lane.
Invoker on the mid lane. Null Tally going Exort, needs the Exort, but still on the struggle bus, as he has 3 last hits and 0 denies compared to the 8 last hits and 4 denies of the Death Prophet, so, you know, it's not too surprising. That's the life of an Invoker. It'll get better, exactly. Especially if you can get some Sunstrike kills, which is not going to be easy, once if Razor can get a lot of static link damage off this Underlord.
Oh, they have Jackal as well. This could be a kill. Damage.
Done.
First
Kind
blood,
of careless advice, I
and
think.
the atmosphere's
I think he was expecting a lot more out of the abs. That was the level finally.
Yeah, and he may not have been expecting level 2 on Shaman. He may have taken Aftershock at 1 and didn't think that Shaman had hit 2 for the Shackle yet. And another link. Man, Ice is just pure aggression.
edged out.
Alright, bottom lane. Got a nice Conquer Puck combination with Bear Breaker and Gyro. Looks like nothing's gonna happen.
I'm curious how Mushi will skill out. I've actually been seeing a lot of popularity and putting a lot of points in homing missile, but like you said, it's terrible against a puck. But the thing is, Rocket Barrage is also pretty bad. It's now Ninja Boogie charging his way out, and he's gonna survive.
Sounding a little.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Just cutting in a little bit.
I'm not stopping you from talking in the meanwhile, am I?
I'm just spending all my energy observing.
Well, it's intense. You can watch jabs fly over these trees.
It's a full-time job.
That's what Weapons and Script tell me.
They tell you something. Oh, crap. No, it's actually there's a sign.
I liken observing to like driving, because like it's kind of difficult to tell the difference between a good driver and a great driver, as now Static Link into Sunstrike. Razor does not connect, but it doesn't matter, they're gonna kill Ice in the top lane anyway. So like most people can't tell the difference between a good driver and a great driver, only people who like maybe, you know, spend a lot of time in cars, but you can very quickly tell the difference between a bad driver and a good driver. And so that's why I think observing is, because like average observing isn't ever really noticed, and great observing is only noticed by few people, but bad observing, like everyone immediately is like, what the hell is going on in this game? Is Lumi watching this game or something?
I mean, I haven't been
Got him.
so right.
Right. Oh, yeah. I mean, not mid lane, go to the top lane. Something's happening on the top lane. Don't look at the mid lane! It's not like Death Prophet got ganked by 3 heroes.
Well, speaking of bad driving, right? Taxi drivers in Hong Kong. Alright, so I got into the airport today, took a taxi home. The guy...
Is there no Uber in China or Hong Kong? Charge mid lane.
The taxi people make like... have such a big taxi economy.
Right.
Anyways, the guy... It's a 15-minute drive from the airport. And he just goes on the phone the whole time, which... Already early.
What, you like talking to your cab drivers?
No, he's
The
talking
lanes have
on the
swapped, by the
phone
way,
because
but
that's
yes.
not safe, you know? Right?
Oh, I see. Wait, you didn't have like speakerphone or something?
Demised.
No, Hong Kong driver has like a row of 5 phones. That thing.
I see.
And then, when I got off to get my luggage from the trunk, he almost took off the car with me.
Wow.
My luggage.
Didn't
Like,
forgot you. Wow.
That's the whole drive
No
over.
tip.
I felt like I was a Buddhist monk. I was just bowing because every time he stop go, I was just Hong Kong driver.
How good of a driver do you think Ninja Boogie is? Because he might have to drive up into this top lane. The Segway King. Never mind. He's a bad driver. He's abandoning his gyrocopter. Yeah, so what are you gonna do? You're gonna kill Invoker? You are.
That's so drive. Oh, look at that bash. Rate that 5.
Oh my god, these bashes.
Rate that 5 stars.
I rate this rotation 5 stars. You thought you could go on the gyrocopter, but who cares when you can get a triple kill on the mid lane with all the static link damage.
I discharge your soul.
He just discharged all over them.
Yeah.
Straight into the shrine.
Unstable current is actually like doing a surprising amount.
Yeah, actually, this is crazy. No points in Plasma Field.
Yep.
Level 7 Razor. Holy crap, he's level 7.
I think I like the build simply because he was up against Underlord. Because you just get free link damage.
He was following Underlord everywhere. Like, as you see, like, Underlord's on the bot lane. Razor was there earlier, just a few minutes ago. And continuing. You can't get vision, though. Doesn't matter. Contrary vision. Assume the strike.
That is good KS.
Damn right. Invoker's got level 6. Was able to... He went down in the end, but, you know, Razor was able to get a few turnaround kills, so it's all good.
I don't know, man. So far, it's looking really good for Geek fam. They got one of those
Because Ice can't do Ice things. He's got a Dark Rift to the Shrine because his TP is down. This isn't what
You said you like the pick?
I like the pick. Especially because this is one of the heroes that can recover. Slardar, it's kind of tricky. In game 1, if you don't get that Blink Dagger early on, then like, what are you really doing as Slardar? And so he got like that Helmet Dominator. Yeah, but like, I don't think that's your first choice most of the time. For Ice maybe, but like, in general, I don't think that's a great... Not getting Blink Dagger as Slardar is always feels bad.
Gold for me.
Well, I feel like Geek fam's got one of those lineups that could really take advantage of having him, right? Shaman's gonna put pressure on the building, Puck pretty much gonna put pressure on enemy heroes, Sunstrike goes all over the place. Nice soccer kick, night vision. Got map control. I feel like Mineski can't really make too many mistakes. This is one of those lineups that can just snowball one tower.
Right. Yeah, and the snowbally hero on the side of Mineski, I would say, is probably Spirit Breaker, and he's not getting anything done in this early game. It's like 8.5 minutes, and I don't think we've seen many charges aside from the one on mid lane, which did not end very well for the Dire team.
I know how
Radiant's middle tower
I think
is
both
under
of us
attack.
are somewhat disliking the Invoker mid pick, but Invoker is actually one of the better heroes against her. Post snap, such a leeway.
Yeah, and Tornado.
Yeah. So that might have been one of the bigger reasons why they last picked.
Yeah, especially because Puck is also a difficult target for a Spear Breaker to go on, so there aren't many choices for lanes to go to. So it's not really the Ninja Boogie's fault that he hasn't been getting much done. But it is daytime now, so we're gonna do so. Skellenberg's gonna go face first into Nana. Oh my gosh.
Razor's still alive, the Sunstrike's gonna be there, they're gonna coil as well, that's gonna be one kill cooldown coming through. Nobody's gonna actually get hit by the double cooldown. Everyone's saved.
Razor is
Except
175 damage right now.
Razor
Whack.
comes in. One more
Whack.
hit, that's gonna be a kill. Razor on a mega kill streak already. March comes
No
in,
one has
going for
died on
Warrior.
Radiant yet.
Well, Ninja Boogie's gonna die, I'll tell you that.
He's done.
There a double kill on the Razor. All these guys are doing that fight.
Oh yeah, you're right. He's gonna get out. He's gonna take...
No! Is he gonna get out? No! The gyrocopter, the little airplane that could.
Dude, that was like that your Hong Kong driver. He was leaving your luggage behind right there.
yeah.
He had gyrocopter in the trunk, and you're just like, I gotta get out of here. That was their fault, though. They went aggressive. They had the Dark Rift, and they just ignored Shackles. Mushi was like, I can kill this Shadow Shaman, and then we can just get out. It doesn't matter if we're right underneath the tower. But he had right-click aggression, right-click aggro on the Rasta right before he got underneath the tower. So he was taking tower damage, he was taking Razor damage, he was taking Shackle damage. And it's too much at a level 6 Dark Rift to get you out, because that is a long channel time.
They're
Yeah,
trying
and
to
earlier I
bring
called
down
about
Radiant's
Razor not
top
really
tower.
doing that well when Razor's one of the more amazing heroes when you play from ahead.
Dude, especially with freaking max static length. This is crazy. Unfortunately, he got broken, so he's not going to be able to do any damage from it.
Your ashes will fall like rain.
Unstable current.
For the longest time, I had like such a issue with unstable current. Every single passive in the game was getting reworked, and unstable current was just like being garbage for ages. And then unstable current got a talent, which was like adds 100 extra damage every single time it procs, and I'm like, who the hell would ever get this talent? And so it's finally been reworked, and it's actually pretty goddamn good right now. And so I'm happy that Razor isn't as boring of a hero as he used to be.
It makes him even a better counter pick against heroes like Sten. Walk next to him.
Yeah. Or Necro. Yeah.
Just adds a lot of. That's one thing I really like about the change. Like, for example, Razor's got bridge randomly on his Spirit Toxin.
Viper.
Just counters. Yeah, sorry, what did I say, Razor?
Yeah. And Sven gets a dispel on Stormhammer.
Yeah, it's just like a whole bunch of random things. I think that's gonna get linked up, or it's gonna be there.
Oh my god, and the Link stays the entire time.
And with the Link, he's actually gonna
168 damage. I'm actually surprised he's not going for Dragonlance, he's going for Blade Mail. Who the hell is gonna be attacking this Razor?
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Now, jabs.
Blade Mail for what?
I guess like AoE, but even that is now Rasta. A little bit too far. Okay. There's a lot of work that Mineski has to do to get back in this game, because we haven't even really been paying attention to Invoker. He's got his Midas completed, he's just been rotating from camp to camp in his jungle, and he's making his way to his Aghanim Scepter very quickly.
How crazy would it be?
That would be pretty crazy. I like when you told me that like, oh, it's Geek Fam versus Mineski, so I was like, oh, okay, so Mineski can finals, right?
I mean, that's what I thought.
Does not seem to be happening quite yet.
I do agree with your questioning of the Razor, though. I don't feel like
Blade Mail's the right pick. Yeah.
I feel like you could go for something low. You're gonna find out this ancient stack.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, Geek Fam's heroes can't really do that.
They're going with this.
Are Radiant using echolocation?
Well, the problem is that they had placed a ward earlier where Shadow Shaman died, but it got immediately countered out by jabs. And so they don't really know where Mineski is right now. They planted another ward in the secondary jungle, but there's no one in this area because everyone's just helping Mushin farm his ancients. So instead they'll push the mid lane.
This whole ancient business is gonna catch
Middle
back.
tower is under
Radiant
pressure.
don't have ancient. They're not even stacked. If the game goes slow, the next 20 minutes or 10 minutes or so, I think Mineski could easily catch back up.
Yeah, which is another reason why I don't like the Razor Blade Mail, because the Razor Blade Mail is the idea like, okay, Gyrocopter's gonna get in a fight with me. There's nothing he can do about not hitting me with damage. And so my Blade Mail will be able to reflect... Oh, bot lane? No, SSS is gonna get out just fine. So, you know, like, Flak Cannon's gonna hit you, Call Down's gonna hit you, maybe the Rocket Barrage connects with you also. But Gyrocopter doesn't want to get into fights. He's not gonna be, you know, getting into your Blade Mail to begin with. Anywhere that Razor is where Gyro's not gonna be. Death Prophet, on the other hand, yeah, Razor's gonna be there all right. Sunstrike, done.
Mark these words.
Questions, comments, concerns?
I'm concerned that Geek Fam has this deep, but they're not really doing nothing.
They're killing people, but they're not killing Gyro, who's now farming a triple camp.
I guess it's more about... Poker is, I guess, slower to come online than Mo, right? He is so farm right now, but he also won't do anything until the end, I guess.
So Invoker I'm okay with, it's just that for once March is actually not being very active. Like game 1 and 2, March has been probably the saving grace for Geek Fam in my opinion. And this game, like, I mean, he has his Blink Dagger and it's been sitting in his stash for quite a while, but okay, now he's sending it out. But more often than not, if you have something like an Invoker, then the other 4 of your heroes are doing something. But like, Puck and Invoker are both just farming the map, which is okay because Razor, Night Stalker, and Shaman are doing a lot on the other sides of the map, but you're not really taking structures, you're not killing Gyrocopter, you're not really getting important vision down in the enemy side of the map. So that's my concern, to piggyback off of yours.
She has cleared yet another ancient stack. He will have attack range now.
He's still only 4th highest net worth, though.
I mean, eventually he'll catch.
Well, yeah. That's what Gyrocopter does. But then, like, why are you letting a Gyrocopter catch up even? Why is Ice being able to push your tier 2? Even if he dies, he's generally okay. Right? He can use himself. Well, he bought time. Yeah, I don't think he could have survived either. Oh, whoa. Oh, what a Yules. Top lane.
That was not gonna catch.
Yeah. Enchant out. Moon has Exorcism and Siphon.
Hopefully. Dead.
You're dead. Well, Gyrocopter dies in return. Shout out to Blade Mail, I guess. Holy.
Oh,
Yules again. And he's done. So, why are Geek Fam playing as like 3 heroes, you know? Like, if you want to do something like that, then, you know, bring your Invoker along. Sure, he doesn't have Aghanim Scepter, but like, you're so far ahead, your Invoker only needs 2 spells to be able to win a team fight.
Well, he has Aghanims coming out right now, so I expect him to start doing more, whether that's coming to fight like you said, or just split push. Pressing the pressure.
I want him to team fight. You don't get an Aghanim Scepter to split push as an Invoker.
That's true.
I see Underlord. Invis Night Stalker. What are you gonna do about it? Silence. Here's Tornado. Walk away.
Now smoke gang coming out from Mineski.
Daytime, charge in. Oh man, this is a great kill.
Well, silence though.
Yeah, he's done.
Silence doesn't come out. Trying to do as much damage as he can before he dies. Not much between that. Wait, just kidding. They are gonna get 1 kill. Looking for the second jabs. Ooh, gonna get brought back. And now they actually turn it around.
And a curse.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so one of the popular counter Dark Rift plays is like, oh, right when Dark Rift is about to go down, then like you force Steph the Pit Lord, and then he's not going to be able to bring his allies along. But Ice is 1 step ahead. I don't think he needed to use himself. He wasn't close to dying. It was the rest of his team that was close to dying. But like, that's just the application. Is that like you can use yourself, and no matter what, your Dark Rift is going to go at your location. But they pick off the Invoker. They pick off the Puck. And they only lose the Death Prophet in return. It could have gone actually a lot worse. I did not expect Geek Fam to be able to, you know, converge that quickly. But they were fast, just not fast enough. But I really want them to 5-man. Like, you know, your Rost awards are up. Your Invoker's got Aghanim Scepter. It'll be nighttime in 15 seconds. They just need to group up this 5 now.
I wonder if they're afraid of stuff like that. And perhaps that's why they're not pushing. I feel like they're playing away this lead very fast right now.
Yes, I 100% agree. Because, like, Razor, he's still highest net worth, but what has your Blade Mail done in the last 7 minutes?
Some good stats, dude.
It's true. What's Blade Mail's active called? Quick. See, if they were original writers, then maybe. But no, it's called Damage Return. Alright, Smoke Up. This is what I like to see. Invoker, I mean, Puck doing Puck's own thing, that's not what I like to see.
Dire are scanning for enemies.
Alright. Gan's gonna find out that they're ancient stacking. Gonna come on the left side, gonna be a time fight. Gonna go right on Mushi. He's gonna get linked up, gonna try to burst him down. Have the side strike gonna come, drop low.
Nice force.
Fine. But now on the backside, it's gonna be Ninja Booty now getting focused on a huge damage output of the Razor.
Oh, he's rifting out. And gone.
Just denied their top tower.
Now they want to go on Death Prophet, but Playhard does not have enough HP to pull that off. So, not terrible. They finish off the Spirit Breaker. They don't actually place any wards, which is a shame. Playhard doesn't have any observers, so they can't place any aggressive vision with that invasion. But Puck, in the meanwhile, was able to successfully push to tier 2. Is that what Puck should be doing? In my opinion, no. But, you know, objectives were claimed. However, the thing is that Mineski's eyeballing this Roche now. They have Exorcism.
They have Medallion.
Yes, they have a Solar Crest on Wyvern.
Oh.
Eagles onto the Night Stalker.
Yep, Firestorm on top here, charge gonna be there, and that should ensure the kill. Get it. Oh, with the Puck, or with the Night Stalker, that's definitely the goal.
See, now this is what you do. You get a kill, you take objectives as a 5-man unit. Now, does Invoker suspect it? Yes, he does. He sends strikes. Oh, we're fighting.
As the Blink Coil, not gonna use it just yet. Charge. Bobs in. Razor. Here comes the Razor. Scepter on him. Razor. Not gonna get the agent. In fact, he's gonna go towards two. Good. They get a bunch of damage. He will respawn. Now on the side of the
Died, though. I mean, Mineski's happy with that.
Not bad.
Serpent Wars is now on cooldown. You were able to kill off March, who was trying to go for a cheeky steal, which I said I liked it in the previous game. This game, it was a little unnecessary. You're not in such a...
spot with the steal.
Exactly. And, you know, I mean, he used... His Dream Coil was great. It interrupted Ice Ice's Pit of Malice cast, which, you know, allowed Razor to get a little bit closer to the fight than he should have been able to. But, yeah, the steal was optimistic at best. And now BKB is completed for Death Prophet. The Gyrocopter, as we said, has completed his Pike earlier, and he's working towards something. I don't know what yet. Maybe a Butterfly. Maybe a Manta Style. I think either of those would be okay. Oh, BKB. I guess he's maybe worried about Hex and Invoker stuff. Yeah, but Death Prophet has her BKB, so I thought that Gyrocopter could go more damage-oriented. But, you know, it's never a bad option.
Game has definitely slowed down to it. That unique favors. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, you and I are not surprised by the fact that the game has suddenly gone back into Mineski's favor, despite being confidently in Geek Fam's corner for like the first 20 minutes of the game.
What happened?
What happened was everything not happening. Geek Fam sat on their butt for too long. And that's what happens. You give these teams an inch and they'll take a mile.
Radiant are scanning for enemies.
See, now your roster wars are off cooldown, but Exorcism's off cooldown, Winter's Curse is off cooldown, all the Mineski supports have levels. Who? Geek Fam? I don't think you can anymore. I don't think you can. Look at this roster. This roster is so broke. This roster's a broke boy. Everybody's out. Everybody's out. What are you pinging? There's nothing there. What did you dream coil? They're all gone. No tornado's gonna find them. Now they can push a tier 1. Let's go.
Baby steps.
Baby steps. They are all grouped as 5. So they'll push this. Then they'll hopefully push tier 2 with roster wars. Oh man, but Mineski are defending. They're not giving up anything. They could push mid if they wanted to, but why bother when you can kill them? Wow, they use wards on tier 1. Holy crap.
And definitely wanted to bring the backline card coming out of the Razor. Tornado's only gonna find one. Gonna go all on Razor. Razor despite the blade now tanking way too much. He's gonna go down to get the Invoker as well. They will get all these so far 3 for 0 exchange. They clear up the war.
Curse to cancel the TP. Things are going well.
That 4 for 1. 4 for 0. Mineski right back in this game.
Bottom tower
Might not
won't
even
last
see that
long.
Geek Fan Fnatic finals. Might go this one.
It may sound like I'm being... Oh man, and they find this puck with an Invis rune. True Sight provided by Pit of Mouse. Yules. Oh, perfect timing for the jump. That was just barely enough time, but the homing missile is falling. Phase shift to dodge, and they're gonna give it to him.
Mineski now gonna get that tier 2.
Oh man.
Gonna go high ground with it, dude.
Death Prophet. Moon is not going to give this up.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
I mean,
He wants to cancel this TP. So let's see when March feels confident going for a TP. Oh, let's just go. And March turned around. Oh man. Oh man.
made it.
Oh my god. Wow, what the I saw the Pit of Malice animation. I saw the thing. Oh my god, March, what a player.
Calculated.
Definitely calculated. Yeah, so it may have sounded I don't mean to make it sound like I'm hating on Geek Fam. It's just that, you know, you see these teams that don't I don't know. I don't really know what I can like blame them for, but like you see that we're not capitalizing on their lead, and this is what happens. Mineski are constantly 5-manning now, and you don't have the answer for it because you've lost your advantage. Even Razor's Blade Mail is bordering on irrelevant because there are so many different damage sources pouring into them that they can all gladly take some of the return.
Bottom time Mineski. Push down the tower. I do wonder if Mineski has any intention to go high ground, even though they can't scale it.
I don't think they'll do it without an Aegis. Because Geek Fam can definitely get back into this game, and one failed pushing against an Invoker, like, Invoker's a hero, they can definitely mess up your pushes. Well, okay. I guess they can go for it. Maybe they think that Geek Fam's tilted.
Black Cannon.
Oh, they're warding up top. Puck is going to pay dearly. This time he couldn't get out. Oh, he Yules too late! He couldn't get into the illusory orb in time. He's still toying with them, and oh my god. Oh my god!
They're alive.
Do they have vision? Where's the charge, Ninja Boogie?
There you go.
Finally. Meanwhile, bot lane, Moon. Oh man, he's gonna get a lot of HP back. No, he's not. Apparently his exorcism did nothing. They almost took down this tier 3 top.
Yeah. Or
How is March so good?
get the building, dude.
Alright, let's see if Oli can hex this fool. Okay, that works also. Still think this is Mineski's game. Although that tier 3 push was pretty dank. It's at 33 HP now.
Yep. Slowly but surely, this game is downward spiraling. Mineski's just gonna play the chill farm game.
Invisibility. Thank you, my beauties.
So, let's do a quick item survey.
Yeah, let's do that.
Wyvern's got a Solar Crest and a Force Staff. Underlord's got Greaves and Pipe and that Yules that he had earlier. Jar Cupper finished off his BKB and doesn't have anything queued up yet, but he's sitting on 4k gold. Spearbreaker went for a Shadow Blade, which I think is great, especially this game, as now he will proceed to charge. Invis Moon already scouting out Oli. And they're gonna go for it. thought maybe you could have looked for something else, but Invoker already backed out, so...
I also feel like this Invoker has had very little flex.
Yes. But I don't think that's really his fault. Like, it's a team decision to be like, you can do whatever you want, Invoker. But like, you just gotta slap him around and be like, dude, we have to do stuff. We have to push this tier 1 as Ninja Boogie's invis. And he's gonna go straight bash. Nice chain bashes.
Now it's gonna be really harder getting caught on the backside. Link's gonna get broken. Now the Rocket chasing into the Razor. A lot of damage with his ult. Curse is gonna allow the rest of the team to set up bunches on top of that Razor. Razor dropping low and
And Invoker was able to put an ice wall down, which was doing, you know, some stuff, and then a tornado, and he had to back out because no one was able to frontline for him. He had all of his HP, but it doesn't really matter if you can just toss out spells if you're not getting kills. Then Razor's dead no matter what, so... Oh man, his charge... Lincoln's gets broken by a charge, and he's still sticking around, but, you know... It is slipping out of their hands, as now Roche number 2 is up, and I don't think there's anything Defam can do to contest this with the Razor being dead for 35 seconds. And I don't think he's going to fight back for this. They do have vision of it. The Radiant Ward scouting the pit, but I don't think he should fight back.
well, Radiant will find out that Roche is being done right now,
Has fallen to the dire.
Aegis to the Gyro, Cheese to the Death Prophet. Only one outer tower remains, and that's immediately where Mineski go to, because that's what you do. You take objectives.
Why is Invoker's network though? Farming it.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess maybe you have to get kills. Darkness comes out. No BKB activation. Well, they're all gonna leave. So BKB is being traded, so Mushi blew his. The Razor, oh man, Winter's Curse straight onto the Nightstalker alone, setting up because now they're TPing back the mid lane. Mineski's ready to fight some more. Play hard. Should have spent more time working hard.
Damn.
Sorry. Unnecessary.
This feels like a painful death here, fam. Had a very good
And a solid game 3 start.
Yep.
It didn't need to be like this. It didn't have to be like this.
Prime me a room.
I mean, I would. You're so close to major grand finals. I mean, I maybe like Mineski, you know, they had plenty of options to get back into this game, but it's exasperated by the fact that you're.
Probably should take down Slipper Wars. No, they're gonna just rotate. Go bottom.
Let Wyvern take care of it. BKB is ready for Death Puff if she wants to use it. So she can just keep on cycling. Oh, what a silence. Puck blinks in, but it's not able to get any spells off. Has to immediately defensive Yules. Moon still has BKB, he's gonna use it to break out of the Dream Coil. Still Embrew. Trying to do stuff.
Yep,
might get some return kills.
On the backline here, he's trying to get off his ult, but now Curse.
Nice follow-up silence. And the second, and the third.
Death should be studied from all sides.
That's Josh.
Scambrolo.
Is about to flounder.
Scambrolo.
Call him Swindle Melon.
Whatever happened to him?
Won't last long.
Kyle.
Yeah, this Kyle dude's with me better.
Kyle's actually playing
Yeah, he is. I think complexity is actually most of North America's points right now. As now, 2 links, a Spirit Siphon against a static link, and Razor is running like a scared puppy right now, which is a marked difference from what he was doing in the first 10-15 minutes of the game. He runs in, but Moon has BKB and cheese.
And Blade Mail though.
I mean, if Death Prophet ever feels like attacking, I mean, I'm pretty, like, yeah, the Blade Mail is irrelevant at this point.
Radiant's top shrine is under attack.
Alright, here comes our last ditch smoke that got scattered out by Mineski.
Scanned out also. Oh, they're not gonna toy with it. Good, good, you don't need to. It's unnecessary. You could twist the knife by taking a fight like that, or you could completely throw the game. So just play it cool. Defend your tier 3, make sure that they can't get access to your shrines. And do Mineski have a smoke of their own? No, it does not look like it. Oh wait, yes, Wyvern has one. Conceal. Oh, what? What the heck? I could have sworn it was conceal. Crazy.
Just to remind the viewers that are joining us, we are game 3 of qualifier, Galaxy Battle, and the winner gets to take a shot at Fanatics Grand Finals. That's the best of. That will be right after this.
Radiant's top shrine is
Oh man, another smoke. Skemberloo gets popped. He just is down now though.
Get out now. On the run so far, all the police top, nobody dies. Now moves blinks forward, looking for the spirit side. We'll find Boker on the run. Previously using a bunch of things up, but each time too long. Back on the left side of the front. Foil as well as more now being dropped down.
There is no damage on Radiance. Unfortunately. Razor had some damage, but couldn't deal it. As now Wyvern is trying to solo against Night Stalker. And the fight is back, because Underlord did not hit very far. You thought he went back to the fountain? Nah. Nah. He was just relocating ever so briefly out. You need to stop for gas and grab an energy drink and come back and kick your ass.
This is definitely good more over browser.
Yeah, for sure. Mineski is just having fun right now. Nice curse. They had vision, but as soon as Puck went in, immediately instant cast cursed by jabs. Let's go. 2 buybacks. Static link has been broken though.
Triple can be activated on the right side. He's gonna be play hard.
Invoker gets hit by everything. No true sight though. GG.
Mineski goes to the grand final. So he gets Fnatic. That should be a very exciting best of 3. Triple race of 3 at the game. Right now. We're gonna take a short break, change up the lobby, change some of the overlay graphic. Back. Give what props? They had a lead, they bought a Razor Blade Mail, they never